Okay, welcome guys, welcome. We're going to be playing some Emperor of the Fading Suns, the enhanced version again. This is version 1.52, I think it is. I've sort of done my intro before where I sort of went through the bits and pieces with the game. I'm just going to get straight into it today and just get something started, and we'll go from there. I've been playing it a bit actually over the last few days, really enjoying it. There's still a lot of things I just really don't understand about the game, which I would like to know. But you know, like I still can't pick when the planets become randomized. I think what we'll do is we'll start new. We'll just start from here, and so we'll just get it going. I'll play historical because that really is the way to start with a newish game. You do actually have like custom games as well, but we'll start with the historical ones. Lee Halan is the easiest, and it does sort of step through in difficulty. Is sort of from from my understanding is that these do sort of go up in difficulty. I'll start with Lee Halan, but I'm going to go next and then change. And what I'm finding is I'm having more enjoyment by keeping myself on beginner, but then changing everyone else to easy. And what this does, the actual universe itself, anything that's randomized in the universe, will take the average of the difficulty for each house and then make things like essentially sort of have that. So if I make it, for example, if I go to easy and then go into average, I'm then changing the actual overall difficulty of units and things to average, like in terms of, for example, when there's ruins. And this can be overwhelming. Like it's actually really, really difficult to take ruins when you've got this setting into here. So I'll go back to easy, and so it's sort of, where are we? Easy, it's about 5 clicks, there we go. So I'll just do those through. I've been tweaking the settings file as well so that we don't show tutorials. Everything else is sort of on through there. We'll keep the Universal Warehouse on, consume food, and then we'll just go and play.
House Lee Halan.
Now I'm just going to rattle through the first turn. I think there's some pretty standard things to do, so we'll just go in and just do them while we're here. I think I will get rid of Rule of Law, so increases loyalty at the beginning of the game. I might get rid of that and put in Battle Master instead. I'll just make a little tweak there. Disdains trade and enemy in the league does give us all of these extra advances, which is worth a lot of money to us ultimately. So just go and click on OK. We're going to go with composite armor, which is, I think like this one here, I quite like it. We end up getting the infantry legion, things like this we can sort of get straight away. Starports can be built by engineers, not that we need them. Now electron microscopes, cyclotron, yeah, we don't, ceramic steel, we don't really need that at this stage. I think I'll just go that way, just sort of see how we go. So hi Cal, saying, hey Daz, this game looks awesome, I bought it. Yeah, no, this is a really, really cool game. Like it's an old game, but it's actually been there's a new take on it. I would love to see more done with this game, to be honest. Oh, hang on, have I gone random again? No, that's okay. Just wondering why that's flashing up there. Anyway, that should be okay. We'll just go into the research tree. You sure you want to research composite armor? Yes, we do. The new Patriarch is Orthodox. In the historical game, that's what you end up getting. Back into here, we're going to load up this freighter. So the first thing we're going to do is go into stack details, and we're just going to start to move our power legions away from the planet, so that we can start to make use of them to clear out our homeworld. We'll exit that one and double click that and launch that into space. There it is there. We've still got some extra movement there. We only had 2 spots on that particular one. We're going to go to Criticorum, which then goes down to Kish. So this is where we want to be. And the rest of them we can just put to sleep. So sentry mode. Then this is now on Kish, our homeworld. I'm just going to quickly go through and centrify the ones that I just don't want to be using. I do want to be using these. One thing I want to do is I want to grab the scout tank to go and start to just look at different areas. Now I can look at it to see what's actually inside the if I just go and use the arrow keys, I can have a look to see what's actually in here. I don't want to get too close to it, but I can actually just go and spot it. But in this first turn, we're going to take this and get ready to take that the second turn. So what I prefer to do is just like, and this is not a random planet. So if you've explored this planet, you know that there's over through here somewhere there's going to be some ruins which we'll have to clear. Now the ruins will be much more difficult for us to clear this time. So we'll just go through how to actually do that one. So, and then CB is then sort of saying, yeah, how long do you think a game on normal would take to complete? I've got no idea, but I think it would be of some time. Lord Pawn is then saying, is there a way to deselect units? Yeah, just right click. If I've got that unit there and I can just right click. Oh, hang on, I thought I could just do that. Exit. Oh, I thought you could. I thought that's escape. No, you're right. Tab. No, you can't. You can't deselect. Okay, no, I thought right clicking would take you through to do different things. I mean, there's no, you can't. Not that I know of, anyway. Well, that's an interesting. There's a lot of little things in this game that really need to be improved. Like a lot, like a hell of a lot. Just because it's so old. Yeah. So is this game fresh out of 1996? Says Reinhardt. It's fresh out of 1997, but with enhancements now. So it actually looks better than the other games of that era. Like when you do actually open up a 1997 game and have a look at it in comparison, this one is better, but it's not much better, if that makes sense. So someone's saying, oh, what is this? This is Emperor of the Fading Suns is the game. Anyway, we're just going to go across, and I'm going to move across because I want to start. Now we're seeing units, you can see there's like these are now showing up. We're getting sort of like, if I go and right click on these, we can then sort of see that we've got different, we're starting to spot different units in these different areas. These are controlled by the league. So there's the Traders League. It's got this fort, and this fort here is the presence of the Emperor on the planet. So it's sort of so anyway. I'll just go back to this one here and just keep on sort of having a bit of a look through. So we're just doing scouting with this scout tank. Now, right from the start, we want to get another scout tank pretty much straight away. So I'm going to go to the factory. The factory, if I go to build a scout tank, and through this other side, you can see that if I go and click on that one, requires everything in green. It's cost me 40 of the metal, but it's going to cost me 5 electronics, and I don't have any electronics just yet. So we're going to exit there. We're going to go to the trade house. We are going to trade with the trade house for electronics, and we're just going to get the 5 that we need. So we'll get the 5 there. So it's for 250 purchase. That's what that is there. I can just, because we've got global resources on essentially, which means that no matter where they are in our empire, we have access to them. So I'll go back to the factory, go back to build, and go to scout tank. It's now available. So I'll now go and build that one. It's going to take 2 turns to get this. So yes, we do want that one. So we'll go that way. So Akira's Arcade is saying, literally just watched Battle Mode rating this as the best 4X game, and here is DasTactic showing us why. It's a very cool game. Like it's one of these games that you just, as you play it, just like I now know how I like to start. This is sort of how I like to start. So I'm now building that one. This group in through here is now selected. I'm just going to put them into sentry mode. It will now start to flick through the different other units. Now what I want to do is I want to go and grab most of these units and take them with me on the like when we start to invade different areas. So I'm just going to press the space bar there. This one here is I want that one to be centrified. I don't need to be looking at that one again in the future. I'm just going to press space there. We then have the church over this other side. This is our church with different groups. I'm just going to I do want to build, I want to start building a couple of other things. I'm just going to, at this stage, I'm just going to go and build an engineer. I can build an engineer anywhere. These cost 100 and 100 food. And so I've got a fair bit of this. I'm just going to, I need to get 2 of these at least, maybe 3 of them. So I'm just going to go and build an engineer. This is how we build cities and roads and so on and so forth. That one I'm just going to go and put that one into sentry mode. Okay, that one into sentry mode as well. I don't know if I can build in the shield. Yeah, I can still build an engineer there. I'll build another engineer there. And that's now, I'm down to 74, so I can't build any more engineers. So we'll just go and close that off. This is our palace where we've got like a lot of nobles. We also have an engineer already here. I'm going to grab this engineer and move him up to start to build things when we sort of start to find things with this tank. So I'm just going to move him up and away to there. Again, this is not a random planet. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but this one is not. And I'm going to come back to this one as well. So I'm just going to press space there. That, I forget what that is that's underneath there. What is that? That's a lab. Yeah, the lab. Now, this is actually, I had a question during the week about how labs work. Every lab costs you 500 Firebirds, which is your money, so your lab, 550 per turn. So it actually ends up costing us 550 per turn to have a lab. get a second lab, we've got another 550. These are the biggest drain on your economy. So I'm just going to press escape in through there, but still put all of those into sentry mode. Down into this farm that's down in through here at this point in time, sentry mode for them as well. I don't have to worry too much about things. Once we've got them in sentry mode, they don't come up again. This is now what's in orbit above Kish. So we were just looking at Kish there. I can go back up into space. In this case, I then have the 2 frigates, a cruiser, and I've got 2 assault landers, as well as a bulk hauler through here. Now these have got 3 moves. The bulk hauler, I could take this, I can either start to move things into space and get ready to, it's easy, it's quick to put it into, actually let me start the start with this one, and I'll show you what we might sort of do with things like the bulk hauler, for example. But we'll start off with the assault lander. I'm just going to grab one of them by double clicking it, so that then selects it. If I have something if I double click on anything, it selects it and deselects everything else. If I start then selecting other things, I can then get double ups. But let's just go with one assault lander. We've got 3 moves, remember. So I'm going to go down and click on, and it's just showing me I've got one thing selected here. So I'm going to now go and left click on this one, and we now have to choose a hex to land. If I right click, I can then sort of move through the actual map fairly quickly. I'm going to move this first one onto the palace because I want to start to use my nobles. So we move it down to the palace. Now, really, what I want to take from here is I really only want to take a noble with me. I don't want to be taking infantry legions or anything. These are pretty weak. I could take one, but I don't really need to. So I'm actually not going to do it. But I do want to take a noble with me. And the nobles, we start off with 4 here, and then 1 on Byzantium Secundus, which is the Emperor planet. The Emperor planet is a planet we started off with, which I sort of put into sentry mode straight away. If this is all we have with nobles. We don't get any more of these, so we have to be very, very protective of them. So I'm going to go in and again, just to view the stack details, I'm going to load in 1 noble onto that particular spacecraft, and so we'll just go and leave that one. So I'm just going to go and exit, and then that one is now the only one selected. When you've only got spacecraft selected that can actually then go into space, you then have this launch selected units into space. So if there was a right click here, if you right click on this, it shows you how to do different things, what they all sort of mean. Like it's pretty self-explanatory, but I did find that by accident the other day. So we're just going to launch that one back up. So now we have one of these with 1 more movement left. So it's gone down and then back up. It's got 1 more movement left, and I need this to do the invasion. So we'll go now to the other bulk hauler. Sorry, just front of the bulk hauler, the other assault lander by double clicking on it. Click on the planet itself, and in this case, I now want to move to the fort where I've got like a lot of other forces. Now they've now got 2 moves left with this one. Stack details, and so what I want to have here is I do ultimately want to take the officer along, but I don't need to initially. What I need to do is I need to definitely take a tank. So we've got a medium tank, and we have also self-propelled artillery. I'll talk a little bit about how the attacks work when we get to do the attacks, but I just need to bring in one of those. Now with this one I've only got 2 slots there, so I'll throw that one into there, and a smiter as well onto that one through that side. And I'll probably, for the actual attack that we go in with, I could have taken infantry with me. It would have actually given me a well-rounded group. Oh well, okay. What I want to do is I want to pick up the rest of what's actually here to move up into space. So I'm just going to go and press exit there, double-click that particular ship so I can then launch it as well. So we now have this one ready to drop with 1 more move, and then we've still got the bulk hauler. Now these can land anywhere. The assault landers can land on any terrain, anywhere in the basically on any planet. But the bulk hauler, if it lands outside of a city, it's going to be damaged. So I'm going to do the same thing in through here. I'm going to go back to the fort, and at the fort, so I'm just going to left click on the fort. Still got 2 moves there. So the fort is a city, so we don't need to worry about that one. I'm just going to go across, stack details. In this case, I'll take the officer. I've got 4 slots in with this one. The Wolfen, Smiter, with that one through there, and I'll grab the other Wolfen as well. These militia forces are very, very weak. And so what it is this is the accuracy of when they're in their phase, and this is actually how much damage they do. So these are okay at plugging gaps, and that's about it. But they're not really good for much else. You do need them around the place just to sort of keep things going. So I've got all my my quick moving units have now all sort of been selected. If I just go and press exit, you'll see the little plus. That means they've been loaded onto this particular ship. Move them up into space. So now what we have in space is we've got one assault lander through here, another assault lander there, and then we have this bulk hauler with one more movement left, but it's carrying a whole heap of different units. Now I can't use these unless I'm I shouldn't really use them outside of cities. So I'm just going to go into the stack details. I still have this assault lander through here, and with only one noble. I'm going to grab another tank. So I'm just going to go and grab the tank of the Wolfen from one of these and just drag it into this assault lander. So it's now transferred down onto this particular lander. Even though we've only got like 4 troops we can really attack with, that should be enough. Press escape. In this case, looking at, oh, hang on, it sort of does that a little bit. I think you can turn off the. Actually, I might even do that. I'll just see if it's file options. Yeah, no, I can't see it there. I thought we could turn off the going back to it again anyway. Anyway, let's just keep on going. So this one here, we've got this one we're not going to be landing. But these other 2 we are. So I'm just going to double click the assault lander, which then selects those 3, and then just left click on that one. That way we end up with both assault landers, and we're going to now move these into attack positions. So we're going to go back to Kish. This is our last move with these. Click on where to land next. So we're just going to go and right click until we sort of get to the position. I don't know if I want to go right next to this one. Maybe I do. So let's just go and sit right on this road. So we're just going to go and land in. If this was like a collection of, if there was a lot of them, we'd assume that there was like a palace or something here, something big. But we know because it's not a random planet that there's nothing that can fire at us from as we're landing. So I'm just going to go and land here. And would you like to unload? Yes, we do. So we've unloaded all of our troops. Our 2 assault landers have now got 0 movement, but the other ones have got 8. We see the little grey square in the top corner there, which means that there's something actually in that location. I can now right-click on the farm to see what it is. And so in this case, we've got an anti-air, so self-propelled anti-air, 2 militia legions, which we saw are pretty weak. If I want to see what these are made of, actually maybe we'll start now going through the different phases with how things actually attack. And so in this case, we've got a tornado through here. It has got an air, like you can see, if it's firing against air units in the air phase, and I don't know the exact range of the phases. I'll come back and answer the questions in just a minute. But the phases, this is very high accuracy, so essentially 80% accuracy, and with an attack strength of 65. So when it does attack, in the close range area, this is like the last range, I think, of combat. So the close range is actually when things have closed right in. This is where it essentially has like still a reasonable degree of what it can do, and a damage there of 20. So it's still not bad, even that's against pretty much anything, or anything on the ground. Then if we have a look at the artillery has got an indirect fires early, and this is very low accuracy, but has got 40 strength. Against air, it can do a little bit of damage against air. Again, low accuracy, but very low damage. And then in close, it's got only 20% or 2 accuracy versus 30 strength in through there as well. So we've got essentially they're the different phases. Now we don't get to see the phase. We see them play out, but they play out very, very quickly. And I actually don't know. I know that the close phase is the last one. Just before that, we have direct. If we go back to the militia, they've got an accuracy of 3, but only a strength of 10. So they hardly do any damage at all in the close combat phase. And so we've got different ways of doing them. There's a whole heap of other ones as well, depending on the actual unit that's coming in. So we know that that's actually what's there, or that's what we can see at this stage. our we can weaken this before we even go in. So if I go back up into space and then go and right click on this stack in through here, I've still got the Vlad cruiser. Now if I have a look at these stack details, just to very quickly go through what these do, the cruiser, you'll see it's got range space attack, which is accuracy of 4 and 80, like 80 damage. So it's a high damage unit, and so this is actually for the cruiser. Now range space can fire and attack planets. It's sort of like a bit of a surgical strike on an actual planet. So the range space attack is actually something we can make use of. The direct space attack is something that we can't use on planets. But if we were shooting in space, we'd have this one here, which does 4 and 70. Now, ranged will be before direct, and then direct will be before close, if there's a close one. If we have a look at the frigates, you can see through here, these ones actually do have direct space, which is 4 and then 45. But these excel once it closes the gap, and it can then sort of, these are smaller ships. So these have got a close space attack of 7 and then 60. And even things like this one here, the freighter, like the bulk hauler, has got a close space attack of 2 and 30, so it can still defend itself in space a little bit, not very well. But those ranges, these mean a lot. Anyway, the point of that one is we've got only one element here, the Vlad cruiser, which can do space attacks, and so we can actually attack the ground with it. So I'm going to go and click on Kish again. We are going to attack, and we are going to bombard this location. So it's done the first bombardment, no real damage. There we did a little bit to that one there, and we almost killed it there. So we've now used up all of its 3 movements with doing that. We'll just click on combat done. And so it's now wanting to do something with this particular unit. We don't need to do that. Let's just go and right click on the planet again and just come back down. So now with these guys, I'm just going to go and click those and select those. We'll now go and do an attack on this particular location. So we're going in with 2 tanks, a noble, and actually we should show you this as well. So what we have is we're going in, we're not taking these here have got, these actually do have an air attack as well. So they can be used for air assault. But the Wolfens have got like an anti-air, they've got direct phase and a close phase. But their main attack is the direct phase, which is the sort of semi-range phase just before we go into close. And the Smiter has got an indirect, which happens before that, and a direct, but doesn't fire. Close means front line, and so these do not go into the front line. So typically the Smiters will sort of be able to protect themselves as long as there's any sort of other unit with a close support. The Noble is a bit unique, and so you'll see through here, duels high-ranking units during combat. Noble provides stacked combat and other bonuses. We end up getting bonuses by having a Noble in the combat, and same with officers as well. And so in this case, this one has got like just a close combat here of 6 and 50, so it's got fairly good armor at 21 over through this other side. Anyway, that's we're going to be going in with all of these different things, so we'll just go and exit that. So with all 4 of those selected, we're now just going to go and left click on the farm. Now, if I want to, and this is actually something I didn't actually realise when I did my first recording, is if I cancel this, it does use up 2 movement essentially to go and have a look, but it then tells me what's there without me actually attacking. This is a perfect way to actually tackle unknowns. Anyway, what we're going to do through here is we're just going to do a normal attack because we really are much stronger than what they are. Now we're going to see when I click on normal no bonus. Unfortunately, I can't pause through the different phases, but we'll see in the middle of the screen the phases sort of running through. So we should see indirect. We should then see. Just trying to think of what we've got here. We should see indirect. We should then see direct, and then we should see close. That should be what we have, and I think it'll bounce back and forwards a little bit with what this one actually is. So we're back to direct. And by that stage, with direct, we'd already won the battle, and so in this case, what we've got is we never got to close. So by that stage, we'd already killed off all the different units. This unit has run away, so it's escaped. I don't know why it's a yellow flag and not a white flag. And what you'll see through here is that we get these different bonuses. Like we got the noble retreat bonus. We took the battle master bonus at the start, which gives us a bit more damage that we can then go and do. Noble accuracy bonus as well, and noble agility bonus. So by having the noble in the fight, we end up getting doing a lot better than what we would normally. And again, a lot of these numbers aren't actually shown to us, which is a bit of a shame. I'll come back and once we get this one going, and then I'll go through and read all the comments, guys. I know I'm missing a lot of them here. So that is so that's where we are. There's Kish. Is where we are on Kish. It's a farm. Combat done. Now we now control the farm, but the unit that ran away, we can't see it, but it's actually over here, and so we need to hunt it down. I'm going to use, I could use all of them, or I can just grab one of them. If I just double click, say, actually I might just grab a medium tank. Yeah, I might just do it this way. If I go into so this is actually like what I don't want to have is for these guys to go off, and they didn't give up. They basically just ran away, so they've retreated. And at the moment, if I follow up, they'll then become under my control. But if I leave them alone, they'll wander off and get strong again, and then come back as a rebel army. So I need to go and get them. They've now become ours. So we've now got 4 that we've now done through this other side. We need to get over to here now. So I'm just going to go and start to move around to this next one. That one's now moved to there. This is now trying to figure out what to do. I think what I'll do is I'll leave them where they are and then come back for them. So this one's still got one more move at this point, and not that I have anything to make do with it at this stage. So I'll just go and right click on Kish. This unit can't actually move, so I'm just going to press space. I'm going to press space there and press space with those. I still haven't finished with my turn yet because I've still got the units that were here. So I'm just going to go and select these. And I'm just going to go and move these down, well actually even beyond that.
Unit spotted.
Now we've spotted the units in through here. And so we've got a couple of SP Artillery, SP Anti-Air and Militia Legion. Now this unit, through this group in through here, has still got like a good all-round, like we've got 1 tank, 1 artillery and then one noble. So we're still stronger than what we're seeing through here. I'm just going to move it up 1.
Unit spotted.
And we've spotted even more of them in here now, so we've actually now got an anti-tank gun. I'm just going to stay where I am. I think I'm strong enough to be able to withhold anything that's going to come. Now, again, we really don't want to be giving up the nobles, but the reason I'm taking these nobles in is that if I have a look at them, this noble is an expert, this is an expert, and this is an expert at this stage. We want to get the experience up with them, and then once they actually become sort of elite, we'll then probably swap them over for other units and start to sort of if we're thinking of micromanaging them. All right, so they're now, I can still move them in 1 more if I wanted to, but I'm happy enough with where they are. This one will be able to catch up next turn. This one here can just go back into the farm. The farm now, if I go and have a look at the food that we end up having, this will, if I right click on it, we can then get information about what's happening through here. We're eating 141. So we're eating 163 galaxy wide, and we're now harvesting 183 because we've just picked up that farm. So that farm is giving us a little bit of a boost. So we're actually picking up 63 food there. So that's good. And then this well will generate a whole lot of stuff as well. So if I go and right click on the well, at the moment we're just seeing the unit, but the well itself, yeah, we won't see that until we actually get it. But that's essentially getting minerals, metals, trace elements. It can get the energy, which is very, very important. What else can it get? A well is, yeah, well, the wells, actually, I'm sorry, the wells get the energy. They mainly get energy, and I think they can get, I'm not sure if they can get trace. I think it's just energy that they end up getting. So this is sort of surrounded by energy, and so this particular one will end up picking up a lot of energy. I'll show you how that works a little bit later on. Now, we'll just end our turn, then I'll go through. So that's actually in a good position. I'm still not ready to end my turn though yet. The fort, if I go into these different things, the different cities can build different things. If I go into build through here, this can ultimately build a spy. A spy requires a 4,000 to buy it. I've only got 4,000 FB right now. So it'll cost me 4,000. It cost me all my money to build one, a spy. Plus it'll cost me an officer. Plus it'll cost me 25 electronics, which I don't have. Officer core. I can do this one with 20 when I get 20 of these. So we wanted to get a few of these. These give bonuses to the groups that they're actually with. And then the engineer, you can see through there, we no longer have the metal anymore to be able to get another engineer. We've already sort of spent all of our metal in the previous, like by getting those other 3 engineers. These take 4 turns to bring in, so we'll just go and exit there. There's nothing else we wanted there. And I can't remember if I actually had started building at the factory. So if it's going to build. So there's lots of little things that would be cool. When it's white like this, yeah, so I've already set up to build this scout tank. That's pretty much all I need to get at this stage. The palace doesn't get anything really new. It just gets the basic stuff. Just exit back out of there. The lab as well. None of these really build anything. The factory's the only one that builds special tanks and tank killers and anti-air and so on and so forth. There's a whole lot of stuff. Now the gunship, what does that require? That requires 5. And gunships and things like this. This is like aircraft. These are things I would like to be getting as well. So I think once we get this next scout tank, I'll actually come back and grab a gunship, just to sort of, so we can have that with us. And that's only 5 energy for that one. So we'll go and this one does have, like, this is anti-water as well, anti-air. So this sort of covers a whole lot of other different areas. Like if we were going up against submarines or anything like that, this sort of does all of those different sorts of things. So just getting a bit of a feel for what they do. This one does got air, direct and close, dive bomber, air, direct and close, strategic bomber, air, direct and close, with high damage. The gunship though does have water, which is sort of like one of those little. It can be a weakness by not actually having something that can fire on water, and so this is like a good addition for us to have. I don't know if we'll end up with a. There is a thing we can actually end up with submarines hidden in a location that you can never ever take unless you have something that they can then fire on the water itself. So we've got there's heaps of stuff we can build at the actual at this location. Again, white means we're in the middle of building it. So we'll leave that one where that is. We've now pretty much done everything we needed to do this turn. So I'm just going to end my turn. And then we'll start the next one. Before I start it, we'll just go through and actually answer any of the questions that we've got. So I'll start with over with Twitch. So that was first turn. That's what we aim for, basically, is to get that one if you're playing that particular one. There's a lot of questions here, guys, on both Twitch and YouTube. I'll start with Twitch. Okay, so Mammoth is saying you can use the engineers to build roads, by the way. Yes, so we can do that one. I will be doing that a little bit later on once we start to connect everything up. The first thing is for us to try to secure all of the locations on our home world and build other locations there to get our economy really, really firing, while we then go to other planets to start to take them over. Gentleman Skeleton saying, good day, Daz. And chat, is this game good? It's very, very good. It's actually, there's certain things that still you think, oh, God, it's awkward because it's from the era that it's from. It has been enhanced, which means it's sort of really just been reworked by the developer, original developer, by the way, and but it is still got some little annoyances in it that are from that era. There's a fair few, actually. I mean, I should sort of get like a comprehensive list of the things that I wish would be changed at some point. So it's great, a bit like Shadow Empire. Yeah, it reminds me of Shadow Empire to a degree. There's less randomization in this game than Shadow Empire. Like there's some things that are random, some things that aren't, which sort of makes the start always a bit boring because it's always the same. Minimith saying, anyone know what DasTactic uses for his traits? I'm not sure what you mean by traits. So, Waterproof is saying too, the default purple ones, but change the loyalty one for another. Oh yes, I changed it. I got rid of the initial loyalty. Got rid of that for the Battle Master. So that's the only change I made. So I'm still playing on easy. Sorry, I'm playing on beginner with easy for all the others, which then makes the ruins just that little bit more difficult to take over. Okay, so on hardest difficulty, you don't even get any unless you take some negative traits. Yes, yeah. So this is where I'm still playing very much on the beginner side because I don't want to be too caught up once I start to take the ruins. I want to be able to go into the ruins. Yep, so we've answered the question. So I'm quite awful at Shadow Empire. Way too many measurements and math for me. Also, I'm from the land of hamburgers and freedom. I don't remember the game having the Fahrenheit measurement for the weather. So, cross fingers for your noble, says Menomith. Yeah, so no, that was actually, that was easy. These initial attacks are easy because you know what's going to be pretty much in every location except for the ruins. The ruins are the one area that's an unknown. So we're going to take all the farms and wells and mines all right from the very, very start and then move that way through there. The red guys have a different start. They had to fight some mega tanks and whatnot. Yes. As you go along the list, the purple is the easiest, and then it goes more and more difficult as you go along the list, or just a different experience. So, which is pretty cool. Set can give you some bonuses too. I don't know if Orthodox gives combat though. Orthodox is what we are, so we're sticking with Orthodox. That sort of works better with us. Jalek is in saying, played the hell out of this game back when it came out, had to make due with the demo for a few months due to money. Is this the community patched version? This is the actual developer patched version, or the developer enhanced version, which has taken a lot of stuff from the community as well and implemented it. So the developer, Andrew, is actually, he really listens hard to what the community is wanting, and so he keeps on, he's going to be improving and improving it. So this is the original developer from back in 1997 who was basically patching the game and enhancing it. So they've just released it on Steam. So Manuel's saying, I always have my finger on the S key. I don't know what the S key does in this game, to be honest. So I'm not sure what the S key does. If you could tell me, that would be good. Hi Tenru, how you going? And Click is saying, wow, this looks so old school. It is really old school. So Tenru is saying, I recommend the game implements a refuel indicator for air units since they crash land on the third turn. Yeah, okay, I thought, yeah, so we have to get them out doing stuff and then back again. Yep, so, and that will be a problem if we keep on doing that one. Keeping track of that seems tedious. Yes, I agree. There's a lot of little things like that where there's micromanagement where there shouldn't be. And there's other things where the game is actually very, very good with getting rid of micromanagement. So, Jalek saying that's awesome. I thought it was abandoned. No, it's been it's like they've been involved the whole time, just not really developing it up. But now they're just they've just now sort of really taken it on Steam too. Oh man, I know what I'm buying tonight. Yeah, so it's just come out on Steam. It's literally just come out a week ago. Monomyth saying the S key sleeps the unit. Oh, spacebar skips. Okay, S is the actual is the fortification one. Yeah, that's okay. That's the S key. Yes. So initially we do that. Now over to YouTube comments. Where do we get to? Trying to figure out what giving your sect religious control does. Not sure. Actually, there's a lot in here that I just really don't understand. So actually, one last comment. Just so. Wolfman is in saying, I appreciate the video you made of this, clearing up a lot of confusion starting out and understanding. Well, hopefully this will actually be even more streamlined because we've just literally rattled through everything I did in that 3 hours, pretty much. So Brian saying, hi Daz, I bought this but have no idea how to play it. Do you have any advice? Yeah, just like that start that I just did, do that. You need to, I'll try to explain a little bit without spending too much time with it. So anyway, let's keep on going. Back on to YouTube. So it's nice seeing a noob play the game. Yes, says Jordan. Yep, you can press build and it will buy it. None of the planets should be random on a non-random start. I thought some were. They're all preset. Oh, there we go. I need this information because I know that if I play random, I know some of the planets become randomized and some of them aren't. So maybe I should have done that. Gary Oaks saying if you use the bulk hauler to get your units into orbit, you can then switch your troops to your assault landers. Yes, that's what I'm doing. So I'm keeping it up there with the reserves to bring them back down. Can enable you to use more assault landers more in one turn. Yes, that's what we'll be doing from this point forward. Love the old school rotating 3D models. Yeah. So I think they're still from the 1997 version. Close is like third or second last, psychic is last. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Yep, so Sedmon is saying combat goes from first to last, so underwater, indirect, air, direct, close, psychic. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so it goes from first to last. Right, so in the list as we sort of see them through there. Okay, that's interesting to know. Thank you for that. Lewis is saying, hey Daz, thanks for you in battle mode. I bought this game and I have say it's just amazing. That's great. Battle Master also gives only gives plus 20 armor, no other bonuses. That's fine. Eddie Ball Games. Hi Eddie, how you going? Daz, are there any logistic requirements per moving, supporting, supplying units? Yes, there is. I'll explain that when we get back into the game. Not a lot to be honest, which is actually really nice. There's no fuel. You don't worry about fuel in the game. So the logistics. I wonder if I should play a random game. No, look, I'll keep on playing this one. I think this is really how most people will be starting to play the game. Universal Warehouse, so Imperialist is saying, yeah, with Universal Warehouse on, not really. This is the answer to Eddie's question. If you turn it off, you need to get food to planets with your units on them. That's the micromanagement. So if you turn off the Universal, if you have the Universal Warehouse on, food from anywhere in your empire will feed every unit. So there is actually a cost of food for units, but that's pretty much it. So the logistics really are just food. The fuel is, there's no fuel cost. You can move your units around as much as you like, but it is literally just food. So, and the food is can be either global or local, depending on how you set the game up. I've gone with a universal warehouse. So in this case, we don't have to worry about the logistics much. As long as we've got enough to feed them, that's all we have to really go and do. Sidman is saying, which is honestly pretty easy, negated by just sending in special forces who don't need food in first to secure the farms. Yeah, okay. So Darren Burnett saying, love your videos, but always fall asleep. Brilliant ASMR. I get that a lot, actually. Imperialist is saying S-key sentries. Right, sentries, yep. So, and then saying space skips a turn, yet renders it inactive until the next turn, which is what I've done with it with one unit, or one or two units, I think. Imperialist is saying W moves a unit to the end of the line. Okay, so that's actually interesting. Okay, that's interesting to know. Thank you for that. Team Games saying this game is awesome, my current favourite to play. James Skinner is saying this game has been on GOG for some time now. Yes, it has, and the GOG version is also updated. So the GOG version, I think, is now this version as well. So Team Games are saying, how is it that this game came out so long ago, is so good and nobody has tried to clone it? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's in one sense, it feels like Dune. You're playing like a Dune type game, but it's very, very deep. So Tim Gunn saying, Imperialist, if you have universal warehouses off, do resources work per planet or per tile? It's per planet, says Imperialist. So, yeah, so you have to bring the food in or whatever resources you need in per planet. So Tim Gunn saying, thanks. I was worried about turning it off because I didn't want to carry food in every unit stack. Yeah, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Imperialist saying the big logistics thing with the warehouse off is getting supply chain set up so you can build more advanced materials. Yeah, yep. So that's the. Now we've got. Now there's a big. Monomyth has written a big thing. Orthodox playstyle. Play as a staunch defender. It's pretty a bit too long for me to read all that. Sorry. Okay, so I found a thing that describes the Orthodox. Okay, let's go through what they end up having. So the Orthodox characters resist reform and value the Church's central authority above all. Plus 10 food, energy, metal, trace. Plus 5 loyalty. Plus 10% tax rate for the planet. Plus 5 technology. Okay, that's cool. Where'd you find that, actually? That's interesting. Is that like a wiki somewhere that's got... Because it's hard to find information about the game. Tenor is saying this game has a manual on Steam. It contains a lot of useful info and helps clear out most of the confusing stuff. Oh, okay. On Steam. Yeah, I was told that there was one there, but I couldn't find it when I did my first video. Freddock's saying a bit of Star Wars Empire at War as well, but more turn-based. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it as well, to be honest. It's less in space, to be honest. And Tenor is just saying, there we go, that's the link. I'll just go and click on that one. Here's the manual. Let's go and open the URL and see what we end up getting. Here we go. So, okay, yeah, so there's a whole lot of stuff in there. I'll keep that up. I'll just keep that open and we'll go back to the game, but we'll just keep it there. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so Sidman's saying there's the sect.ini file in the game folder to read. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Eddie Ballgame saying test I've done per the random galaxies has revealed much randomization per the individual planets. Yeah, it's only the starting planets I think in those random in that randomization that is not random, and then all the rest of the planets from that point forward are then random from that stage. This one is not playing historical. Anyway, let's keep on going. So we're now into the next phase. You can see we've got our movement back. We've still got 3 units left over in this bulk hauler. But let's go and right click and move up to this this group in through here. If I just go and right click on those, these are the armored legions coming through. So these are very, very strong. These are the strongest of the strong that we have. I'm going to click and bring that one across. And if we have a look and see what they've got, just so we can sort of see what the Power Legion has, you can see it's got an air attack. It's got a very, very good direct attack, and a close attack in through there as well. So that's what that one brings to the party. We'll just go and exit that one. So we want to bring these on down as well as a couple of these ones. So we'll just go back up into back to the planet. So we're now starting to sort of come in towards this well. They didn't come out. Sometimes the units will come outside. I'm just going to go and move this one across into this farm. So he's now just going to stay there, and I'm just going to put him into sentry mode. I'll just press the S key. That's great. That's a good tip. Thanks for that. This here, I want to go back up with these two. We've got 3 moves again, and again, there's no resource requirement for this. And the reason that this works is that the ships use singularity drives, and the singularity drives are essentially these in through here. To get that though is extremely expensive. So to get one singularity, to build even one of these landers, I think it's 2 of these. So to get 2 of these, you need to have 7 times 2 gems. You need monopoles, you need energy, and you need a cyclotron to actually go and build the singularity. So to start to end up being able to build spaceships takes a long time in this game. So and then if we have a look at gems essentially we have to mine. Now I know where the gems are in this world, so I'm going to go straight for them, which is why we're moving our engineer off at the moment. Monopoles, 10 monopoles you get from 7 electronics and 10 energy from the fusorium, so you need this particular city type in there. Then we've got wetware. This is actually for doing more like biochems, ceram steel, and then you end up with sort of like meshes man and machine. This here is ceram steel. Again, different ways of building things. You can sort of see there the cost to go and do things. Electronics requires trace and energy. This will be the first building that we get set up because we need a lot of electronics. Biochems requires exotica, energy, and chemicals to then add a bioplant to get that one going through there. This is chemicals, requires trace and energy at a chemicals factory again. So we need to make sure that we're getting a lot of energy and trace elements to be able to then build the chemicals per turn, if we actually have them. This is exotica, so we're getting 0 at this stage. These are harvested in farms and arboriums. Back in through here we have trace elements. These are harvested in mines, consuming 0, and we're harvesting 23 at the moment. And with energy we've got 0, so this is harvested in wells, but we're going to get it this next turn. So we're going to get those. The metal is harvested in mines. Now we're consuming 0, we're only harvesting 58, so we want to get a lot more of these. And then food, of course. So we are actually we're harvesting now more than what we're eating, which is good. So we need to make sure that this is that what we're harvesting ends up being higher than the requirement for our military. The military, it's fairly easy to calculate. It's just basically 1 per unit for some certain things. So we're going to move these off into space. And at this point, they're then going to, I'm going to go and grab these special power legions and drag those into the first one. All right, and then we've got the, and then with the next one, and through here we've got an officer. I'll bring the officer down to give it some experience, and I think I'll get another Wolfen. Now that only leaves a single smiter back in this freight hauler here. Now we've just brought in. This one's got 0 movement. This is the the freighter that we had just brought in. I'm going to move the smiter across because there's no movement there, and just to save a bit of time, I'm going to go back for, I think I'll bring all of the other power legions back out. So these are the most powerful of the infantry troops that we actually end up having. So I'm going to go and take this freighter and move it to go back and pick up the rest of them from Byzantium Secundus. So we'll just go and exit. Now, it can be dangerous to do this, but we're not playing on the most high difficulty, so we should be okay. I'm just going to move this one up. This one's got 3 moves. If I then go and move across to this location, and just go and have a look, it's showing the 1 unit there. If I go and right click on it, there's no more moves. When you use the singularity drive, you just go straight to the location. You can only do 1 jump per turn, basically. So back in space, we have these are now ready to drop onto the planet, so they're ready to go. We're just going to go and left click and then go across. I'm going to drop them here. Unload all the cargo. And then these also, like, I will be wanting to leave here again after we do this attack. So I will actually come back in with all of these. Let's just go across to this unit here, and we'll go and take the well. And we've got all these as well. I want them all to get experience. So I want to leave these here so we can then bounce back to space after we do this next attack. So the well, just to get in the habit of doing it, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to double click the Vlad Cruiser, which has got the space ranged attack. I'm going to attack the land with it, and I'm going to attack this unit. So there's a bit more there than we thought. We're just going to go and bombard again. Okay, we killed that one and bombarded another time, and we damaged this unit as well. There's something else hidden there. We don't know what that is. Combat done. What I'm hoping for is that we end up with rebel partisans that will then join us. That would actually be ideal because they're very good at scouting. So we'll sort of leave those where they are. We'll just right click on the planet to come back into it again. And in this case, we now want to go in with the, I'm just going to select all, and but deselect those. If I have those selected, I can't actually move anywhere. I can't do an attack because these can't attack laterally. But if I just go down through this way, all of those can actually now do the attack. Just do a normal, no bonuses. There we go. We do have, now please run. No, we killed them all. They didn't get to run at all. And so in this case, they've been wiped out. So weapon phase close. Yeah, that's okay. So we just go and click on combat done. So the well is now under our control. I'm going to right click on the well. I'm going to go and build a militia legion there, which is it doesn't cost me anything. Like, there's no cost for this one except for 5 metal to actually build it. And then it does eat. So yes, it eats, and it just eats like 1 food per turn. So we need a few of these in different locations just to sort of protect against rebels. But generally we're going to be clearing all the rebels out from this particular world anyway. So I'm just going to go and click on build for that one and just go yes. And so we're building one there. I could even build a second one over here. If I just go back to build. So again, the basic things we can build. I can build the like the militia legion back in through that side. The anti-aircraft also eats. You can see down through there. These have got like different ranks as well. The anti-tank is fairly high rank, and the artillery is fairly high rank. The actual militia legion though is only rank 4. And so you got things like armor. You got psychic defense as well. Anti-aircraft is 2020, anti-tank is 2020, and artillery is 2020 in through there as well. So anyway, let's just go across to the. That was a good tip, actually. Sorry, just before. I'm just thinking now that we've got the indirect air and close. That looks to be the actual. So that's the order then that it actually does the attacks in, which is handy to know. Anyway, just go back to militia legion. We'll go and build that one. Just go to yes, and so we've got that. So this one is actually now sitting in here. Again, I just want to put that into sentry mode. The group that we actually have here, I now want to move back up to space with some of the units and get them ready to jump down onto the next thing. So by having the haulers in space with units already on them, I can then sort of switch back and forwards and get ready for quick assaults, because we want to be taking at least one of these in the first few turns. Nearly every turn is really what we want. And so in this case, I'm going to now move these back up into space again, or some of them. I've still got one more move on these assault landers, so we're just going to go and view the stack details. In this case, we're going to go and grab the 2 power legions into one of them, because they are super strong. Actually, maybe I don't need all of them. That's actually now a linkage through there. I definitely want the noble to come, no matter what we do. So I'm going to place the noble into there. So that's now got the power legion and the noble on that one. The power legion, it's a 650, 640, as opposed to a 560, 450 for the Wolfen. You know, I think I'm going to go with the Wolfen. You can see that these actually drain a little bit of maintenance cost from us. So I'll throw a Wolfen into this one, and then the Smiter as well. So we'll just get these ready for the following turn. So that's we'll just go and press exit, and if I double click that one, just selects that one, select that one as well, and we'll now just launch into space. And so they're now launched. These guys here, I could just start to move them down along the road if we wanted to. Not that we need to. If I go into the well, I can then bring them up with the freighter if I needed to. So that might be because the freighter can land there. But the freighter, yeah, that might be an idea actually. Let's go and do that. Let's just go and position ourselves there. This is also pushing back the fog of war. The fog of war is permanent. Now, who don't I already? I'll just grab one of these guys, and we'll just go and have a quick look at just clear the fog of war from around this just a little bit, just so we can sort of just see that we've got nothing really coming from the northern part of the planet. All right, that one's done. So we're sort of ready to drop with the next group. Yep, so that's okay. We'll just press space with that one. This one here really can now. We just go back to sentry mode, so I just press S. This one here, I'm looking for, there's a mine in here. I just want to go and locate it. A metal mine. And so we can we'll be moving up to build a mine up in that location. These here, I don't really need to move any of these off at this stage, so I'm just going to centrify those. This one here, I'm going to be moving up towards where that mine will ultimately be. We've got trace elements and we've got metal. Now, this is where this is interesting as well, is if you're trying to figure out, well, where should I build the mine? Like, I know that when I first started playing it, I thought I had to build actually on these locations. I can sort of, I think, but it's actually, there's the trace elements sort of dissipate away from the middle of this one. The metal also dissipates around it as well. So if I hover over the locations, I can then see what the actual yield will be. Now, some of them won't show anything at all. Like if we're too close to various other locations on the map, you can see there that we're getting like 47 metal back in that location just by hovering it through there. If we get too close to an existing mine, see how it won't go near that mine, the mine that's there, and so the mine there, it actually is blocked off. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes all the way around. It can't be built. So if I build anything with into here, I've then, like, if I build at that location there, for example, which is like 43, on top of that one is 49. So if I build like anywhere around there, I can build another mine over here or thereabouts if I wanted to. Now, it's the combination of both the metal and the trace elements that we want. And so you can see through here, the trace elements are a little bit harder to get, but this one here, I'm getting 35 on top of the trace. I'm getting 37 just in front of it. It then dissipates off to 32 over here, and the metal there is only 11. So I'm going to ultimately need more metal than trace. So I'm going to go and have a look at those locations. That one location there looks pretty good with a 9. But yeah, we'll get 40, 42, 43. Yeah, so I'm sort of, that's probably my best bang for buck there. So I'll just go and start to move up that way. Now, let's go back to the planet again. Actually, these two here, these two frigates, we don't really, these are more for defense. I'm just going to press, actually I might even centrify those. No, we don't want to move, we don't want to end just yet because we've still got other things we need to do. Now, like I know this planet pretty well now, and I know that there's gems. I don't think we'll see them here yet. There's gems over here, so I need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 away from where I can then build another mine for more gems. So that's something we definitely want to be getting. If we have a look at the trade, we can then sort of see what the cost is going to be. So if I right click on the Agora and go to trade, so gems, they're going to sell them, so I can sell them for 270 each if I wanted to, or I can keep them. So that's worth a lot, as opposed to trace being 18 and metal being 9. So getting those gems is going to be critically important. And we only get 5 of them per turn, so we don't get a hell of a lot. I'm just going to cancel that. But we want to get them pretty early. All right. So that one there has moved. That one there has now moved. We're going to be moving up to there to build that particular location. That's all good. So, hi Battle Mode, how you going? So we've got the we'll go that way. We've got the so I'll come back to the comments in just a second when what I'll do is I'll play a turn and then read comments. I think that way we'll get through it reasonably quickly. So I'll just go and end the turn here, because we really are now finished with everything. See, notice all the other ones that we put into sentry mode previously, it's not bothering us with anything. By the way, what I can do is I can right click on the planet up in here and start to see where things of interest actually are. So what I've got to do is I've taken these 2 locations. I've still got a location over here. There's actually a ruin there. I know that there's a ruin right there. There's a farm down in this area, so I'm going to be going down for that as well. So there's a farm, I think there's a mine there. So they're the last 2 actual normal locations on the planet, but we still have to then go and search out all of the fog of war with what we actually have. So I'm just going to click on OK. So you can do that as well in space. Like if I go up into space and then right click on this one through here, this is actually all of the different systems. You can see Byzantium Secundus in through there, and it's just 2 jumps across into this particular location. Anyway, let's end our turn, and we'll read some more comments. Okay, we'll start with Twitch. So, yeah, that one won't tell you about the stats for the church anyways. I think I have a link to a Steam guide for the sects, where there's a file too that has basic... Okay, that'd be cool. Mammoth-nith. So there's spaceships in this game. I assume that you go from planet to the next one with some sort of Stargate. It's the Stargates using singularity drives, but yes, space combat is a big part of this game. And getting your spaceships together. It takes a long time to build a spaceship though. So the limiting factor, which is really cool actually, so many games would actually not have that as a limiting factor. The limiting factor is building singularity drives. And so the thing is, we've gone, like, everything has gone into like a dark ages essentially, and so we've got these existing ships and these existing power suits and stuff like that, but we have to now go and try to find them again ourselves to be able to then go and build fleets to then go and take things on. So that's the limiting factor really is that we have a navy of technology that we don't understand, but we know how to use it. So we can't actually build it from scratch. We have to then go and research it to then be able to go and build the stuff. But even to afford to build a singularity drive, it's going to take a lot of effort. So for us to build up if we lose a spaceship, that's a major deal. Like, it's a major thing. If we lose one of those power armors, and they're very easy to lose, then that's a major deal. It's going to take a long time before we can build one of them back. If we lose a noble, that's irreplaceable. We can't replace nobles. So nobles are really important that we only go into fights that we know that what we're doing with them. But we'll do that fairly soon. We'll be going to other planets fairly soon. So, Ghoulie Fighting saying there's spaceships in this game. Yeah, so I did that one. Star bases and fighters can be made kind of easy, and you can move the fighters by freighters if you need to, says Monomyth. Okay, there we go. I think I'm at year 50-50 on mine. And I'm finally making singularities. There we go. So yeah, it's a long time away. We're in 40... So I forget what, like, that's a long... We're 49-58. So that's actually... What's that? That's 50 turns away, and they're only just starting to build singularities. So, okay, so Mr. Kura is saying, I'm still trying to figure out how many labs should I build. They're $550 per turn, so they cost an awful lot to maintain. So really it's, and Uthman is saying, my answer I found is more than I think I need. So, but not enough to bankrupt you because, yeah, they have a 500 per turn. Monolith is saying it's nice to get metal early so that you can get more engineers too. Yes. So we're going to be focusing on building metal, getting the gems, getting all of the stuff on our home world first, and then really getting that under control. And while we've got that under control, we have to look everywhere to make sure that there's no hidden rebels anywhere on the planet. So we have to destroy the rebels, and then we sort of go from that point. So where do we get to? So I'm going to see if I can get a brother battle patriarch. I've never seen that picture. So I'm on 5027 in Hazard, and I'm using all the metal each turn and making like 500 a turn. Oh, there we go. You cannot build nobles, but I've found some before. Yeah, you can sometimes find them in ruins. It's possible to get a noble from ruins. There we go. So Toothless Shark. You get random defenders that can contain a noble, and if you're lucky enough, you may capture it there. Yes. Just so you know, you can buy units from the fort, and it will auto buy the gems if you are low or whatnot. Oh, okay. Didn't realise that. Okay, so you can buy them there. I didn't realise that actually. So we'll go back to YouTube, and I've missed a few through here. So hi Bubo, hey Bubo, how you going? So Cademan's saying House Hawkwood can get a monopoly on singularities, and it requires, since the traitor faction will probably declare the Third Republic by the time you get it set up. There we are. So and Patrick Robinson saying religions. Anyone know what the difference for each one of them is? Yeah, we had a message over here on Twitch about, and I don't know where Monomyth actually got the information, but there was actually something, and then actually I think Cademon actually had mentioned there was a sect.ini file that you can read. Now actually what I might even do is actually show that because it's actually, the game is actually really quite easy to understand when you can see the structure. So if I go in and open up, so I hope you guys don't mind me diverting off and just showing these little bits and pieces. I mean, if you're half interested in it, just go to Steam Apps, Common. So you're just going to essentially where the actually I should show you the easiest way to do that. If you're wanting to get to your Steam library, we'll just open up Steam in through here. Go to library. Go to library a second time. And so we've got Emperor of the Fading Suns in through this other side. If I right click on that one and go to, where is it? Manage, browse local files. If I go and right click on that one, just go to browse local files. I can do it from the side through there. It takes me to Steam Apps, Common, Emperor of the Fading Suns. At this point in time, you then actually have most of these that you see through here can be changed. You can chop and change things actually in the base game itself. Now, from what was then mentioned by Cademon, it said there's a sec.ini file in the game folder to read. So we're not seeing it there, but it possibly be under, which one would it be under? It wouldn't be under DAT, I don't think. Maybe it is. So there it is, sect.dat. That'll be different again. Some of these we can't actually see. I'll just open them up in one of my text editors. I'll just go to Edit Pad Pro, and oh, here we go. That one does actually have it. So this is sect bonus information. So you've got the different sects. So quite often you can see it's fairly easily laid out as to what actually happens through here. You get the different healing rates. So you can sort of, if you pick and choose these sorts of things, like most of these, like it's very, very well commented. Nearly any file that you open up is going to have some good information in it to sort of see what's going on with it. Yeah, this is actually what it does with the foods. So if you can read these things, you sort of basically get a feel for orthodox is what we're sort of playing in through this other side. But it's just really nicely laid out. Like in nearly any, I've never seen this file before, but this is it's got lots of stuff, accuracies, etc., etc. So there's a whole range of things in through there. That's just in the sec.dat. But you'll find that a lot of these, no matter what you go to, will have useful information if you're interested. Now the EFS.ini file, this is one that I did actually, this is configuration settings. I just changed that the other day, just so that because I don't like playing with the tutorials on. You can change a lot of stuff in this one as well. Just go and open that one up as well with just a text reader. And again, it's all commented, where things actually are. Computer player, so set one to default the computer player for the player selection. I think you can change the difficulty, like if you wanted to have your default difficulty sort of established somewhere in there as well. It might be, I'm not sure if that's a 1 or a 0 that has to be done through there. But it's there's a lot of things you can chop and change in this. It's actually, it's very, very well commented all the way through. So it's not onerous at all to actually look through these files. And there's a lot of them. Like if you go into the galaxy, so these are the various other sorts of galaxies and stuff with their own ini files. There's just a lot of stuff in here. Anyway, you can get a lot of information just by simply looking at that, which I will close off. We won't worry about that one. All right, I'll go back to the game. So, more comments. So, yeah, Battle Mode said, hi. Did you know you can slow down the speed of combat by changing a value in the game's files? It's made combat so much more enjoyable. Okay, where is that? Let's have a look at that. So, we've actually now got to go back to where we were. So must be a combat speed. That's very, very useful, because Battle Mode and I have been talking about it a lot, and we both really enjoy the game, that was one of the things that we found really, really annoying, was not being able to see what's going on in the combat. Like it would be cool to be able to pause it actually, but if I just go back in there, so library, right click, manage, browse local files. So I'm assuming it must be back in that DAT file again, under efs.ini, because this is where but it won't be for now. I might have to restart the game. So I'll open that up with EditPad Pro. And combat report. Yeah, definitely want to have this as the startups, computer defaults. Not sure where it is. See if I can find it. Change all sorts of stuff in here, like it's all very, very accessible. Healing, plague, league, church, drugs, tech, clergy, timers. I would have thought it would be in here somewhere. Not sure where it is. I'll just see if anyone's written it in the comments there. No one's got anything else there. Okay, Tenry's found the sec guide as well, so that's actually in the Steam files. Yeah, changing the value in the game's files. Debug. I would have thought it would have been under here somewhere. Move pause. I'm not seeing it. I don't want to get too caught up looking for stuff. But I can change the actual save file as well, I think. Okay, so anyway, let's just continue on. I won't worry about doing that one. It would be, God, it would be handy to have it though. God, it would be handy to have it. Yeah, it would be handy to have it. I'll just see if there's anything else that comes up. It's set around the bottom of that file. Okay, it says Battle Mode. Let me have a look. Now, somebody has said, so these are the lines. Okay, let's open this one up. Okay, so, this next group is timers for the combat damage display. Okay, here we go. So, set to lower values for faster combat playout. So it's the, time, okay, so it is that stuff. So we're sort of close to where we were looking. Let's just have a quick look. It's, right, okay, so here we are. I'll just move that one out so we can read it. Okay, so timer delay health. The timer delay before starting showing the health updates. Timer between different combat damage updates. Timer show attack. Timer between showing the attack stack for multiple times. Timer before conducting weapon phase combat. So if I just bump them up, I think I saw something the battle mode said that even just, yeah, so just changing them through, changing the values to 300. So let's just go and change all of these to 300. Now I don't know if this will kick in yet. I may have to restart the game. Show fireball. Yep, so show. I find that the skull and crossbones I wish that was smaller. That's one other little thing that I find annoying. Let's just go that way. Yeah, time of delay before showing the health updates. This must be in milliseconds, I'm guessing. Let's just try that, see how we go. So we'll just go and save that one. And look, the devs encourage you to actually, to chop and change it and get the experience that you're looking for. Yeah, so I'll make it setting low. It makes it faster. I'll make it go the opposite. So we'll make it go slower because we're looking to make it go slower. So that's cool. Thank you for that, guys. I may have to restart. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to click on OK. Your farmers produce militia. I'm just going to click on OK there, and I'll just go to none here now and just go and build that. I don't know if there's an easy way to stop it from building. It's sort of a bit of a oops. It's a bit of a problem now. The well, I'll just leave that one with. Actually, I'll grab another one. I'll just grab one more into there. All right. So at this point in time, we now have the scout tank has been built. I may want another one actually, but I probably will wait until I've actually got that one done. I can get another engineer actually while I'm here. I might just do that now. You can never have too many engineers. Now, there's been symbiotes have captured a city on Absolution up in the top corner here. Symbiotes are another whole race that you have to eventually deal with. It's pretty interesting the way it does work. So the way that this one works, you've got like a few different alien factions, and they're sort of on the periphery. The Empire is to try to protect the Emperor. The Emperor, or the Empire itself, is there to try to protect against these sorts of entities. But we are playing as a house, not a minor house, but a noble house that is vying to become the Emperor. And so we're battling amongst ourselves while the Empire is trying to defend everyone. So it's really quite interesting the way it sort of does work. I'll just press exit there. And actually, there possibly would be something in that file also about these, the side scrolling. No, I won't do that. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go to File. I'm just going to go Save. Let's go Save As. One of the problems with this as well is it doesn't sort by date, so you can't see the dates when you open these things up. It's actually a bit of a pain in the bum. And also when you save this one, it keeps the asterisk, which of course you can't have. So we'll call it livestream 01. So we'll just go that way, and that way we know that that's the one. But it won't be in date order. It's just basically wherever it ends up, which is painful. So I would hope that they would sort of correct those sorts of things at some point. Let's just go and quit right out, exit the game, and we'll try to sort of then just get an actual completely new. I don't know if we have to do this to sort of get things to work. Actually, while we're here, we've got it right here. It's open. We'll just have a quick look. Look at it with the edit pad. I can do a quick search for something. What would it be under, do you reckon? That would be under scrolling? No, there's nothing there. Oh, hang on. How fast does the map scroll when moving a mouse to its edge? Okay, this is the auto scroll. 0 is what we want there. Because we're not going to use it. Let's see if there's any more. So what do they call it? Auto scroll. Yep. So the scroll was the right one. Okay, that'll do us. Save that one as well. Okay, that's done. So I don't want that side scrolling happening. And I might keep that open just in case. You never know. We'll just go and reopen this one again. Ditch all these, ditch all that, load save game. See how it's just in the middle? You don't have a clue. Like, it doesn't even show what dates. You could just, yeah. So this is very rudimentary. This is very 1990s.
House Lee Halan.
So we're back into here again. So we'll just go and exit. Just go and test these side scroll. Whoa, what? Oh, I've got to go the other way, don't I? Sorry about that. Escape. File. Exit the game. Okay, we've done the opposite of what we needed to do there. So we're just going to quickly go in and edit that again. So that was 0, which means no delay at all. How fast? So in this case, I'm going to make it, I don't know what the maximum is. I'll make it say 2,000. There's 2,000 just below it, so that will do me. Just do a quick save there and see if that sort of fixes it. There's no other about the auto scrolling anywhere else. So that's so I don't think we can just turn it off. So we'll just go and get rid of that. All right, okay, I'm glad that we sorted that out. And we'll just go and load again.
House Li Halan.
Perfect. Perfect, that's good. Okay, that sort of works. So Tina was saying you can change it so that the game saves a save file for the start of every turn, kind of similar to Shadow Empire. I think I've done that actually. I think I had set that one up. Yeah, because it was every 5 turns, I think. I think it's what it was doing originally, and so I've changed that to every turn. Anyway, let's go back. I'll just read the comments again. So we've still got more comments. Got a lot of comments here. Okay, so Battlemode saying there was also a video on how combat works. Take the Power Legion. Yep, we've already done that one. We didn't take the Power Legion in that case. Jenna is saying I finished listening to your tier list video. That was Battle Mode. Okay, I'll just skip past all of the comments. Battle Mode saying the manuals are must read. Learning with fighters isn't that punishing in my opinion. Freighters, yeah, no, it doesn't do too much, but it is random. So so we've got that one through there. Yeah, 5 was a default. I'm pretty sure I changed it to 1 every turn. Where do we get to? Trace is way more important. Sorry, I've got so many comments here, guys. I don't want to get too bogged down in the comments. I'll look for any DasTactic. Yep, so Battlemode saying, did you read my message? Yes, we've now done that one about the combat speed. And it's in the bottom of the file. Yep, we did that one. So just if you want to contact, like if you want to grab my attention, just do an @DasTactic, and it will then highlight in red to me. The game's sold bucket loads this week. I'm hoping that Andrew and the team will be encouraged to work on it more. Yeah, I would love to see this game done in a more modern environment. Like, you know, keep the lore, keep all that sort of stuff. Keep the, you know, what it does, and just to, you know, do what they did with Master of Magic and sort of build something that is more modern. Anyway, we'll go back. I've got a few more now coming in from Twitch as well. I'll try to just read only the ones that are sort of showing. We've got the sect guide. I will open that one up. So I'll open this one through here. Sect guides, get the most out of the church. There we are. So there is stuff there on Steam. I'll just leave that one open there. You won't have a good look at it. And you can change it so that the game creates a set. Yeah, so we've done that one as well. Right, let's continue on. So I'm sort of mindful of not getting too bogged down. Yes, we're going to put that one into sentry mode. Now, with these guys, we want to get these off planet. And so so these need to sort of get back up to where we can then start to do our next attack. If we have a look, we've still got this guy here was going out. We want him to come back in to that area as well. So we've actually got 4 that we need to pick up: the officer, the medium tank, 2 medium tanks, and an armored legion at that location. We've sent off our other unit there. So what I'll do is I'll just go back out to space, have a look at what we have through here. So we do actually have, these are ready to drop again. And so I've got to now think about where I'm going to drop these next ones. And I think what we might do is we might go and grab the, while we've got such strong power everywhere, I think we'll go for the ruins and also the other mine, where I know that there's another ruin. So I'm just going to go and grab both of those. Now, in this case, it's just down below here. So if I just go and left click on it, Now, what actually tends to happen here, this is quite strong. So while we've got all the strength, we want to go and tackle that one. But they seem to sort of, they control all of this plus the ruins. And if I land, I don't want to land on top of them as such. So I think I'm going to land here and then walk my way in. So yes, I'm not seeing them yet. So we've got these different groups can then sort of go off and move a bit further in. Now we have to be careful. This is much stronger than what we have coming the other way. So I'll just go and turn those two off. If I see them, I want to make sure I've got enough to be able to move backwards. Might just leave them there. All right, so we should be safe enough to then go and get close for this particular attack. We can get down similar to there, but I won't be able to finish off. I should have maybe moved one in. That way I've still got one more attack there. But we'll see what we're up against. So we'll go to the go back up into space, and so back up in through here we then end up having this one here has got a single SP artillery. We're going to be wanting to put that on a ship, and then we want to get this freighter to go down and pick up a couple more. So but I've got nowhere to put this one anywhere else, so I need to go back down. I need to grab these two, launch that again, because we can't keep it where it is. It has to launch back up again. At this instance, we're going to just go into stack details. I'm going to grab that smiter that's part of the freighter and move that across into here, and then I'm going to move the freighter down. So I'm going to now move that freighter back to the surface. Double click it, left click, and so these really want to be landing on these sorts of locations. Now I can only pick up 2 at a time, and so I'm just going to go into here with the stack details. Get the Power Legion this time. We've got the officer. We've got the wolf. We've got 2 more wolfens. Might grab another wolfen, I think. So we'll go that way and launch it. Double click, launch. So it's now in space, and we can now just go and reposition these. And so the Power Legion and the Wolfen will then be moved into one of these assault landers. So I've now got another 3, and I can still move. This one's still got one more movement as well. If I just go and press exit, I can then just go and get this one ready to go back down to the surface. But it can no longer leave, but we'll be able to pick up the last 2 next turn. So we won't be attacking this turn anyway. With the other 2 freighters, we can now start to move that one across. And I think that putting all of those together, we're going to be strong enough to take on any of the rebel forces that will be in that portion of the map. So we'll just go back into here and just get them to start to move down.
Unit spotted.
So we're now starting to see units in through here. We're seeing just 1 SP artillery. That's what we're actually seeing there at this stage. Just exit.
Unit spotted.
Seeing now more. Got an officer. So they get bonuses with the officer.
Unit spotted.
Seeing even more again now. So we're now seeing quite a complex group that is actually in here. The 7 that we see here, I think it's 7 is what they have. So this is why the 4 can be a little bit tricky. They don't really have a lot of firepower with their militia legions or their anti-aircraft. But they do with their anti-tank, the SP artillery, and then the artillery as well. So what we'll now do is we'll just go back up to space and bring in, there's no space combat ships that they actually have, so we're sort of okay with those. These are all of the space, the landing forces, so we'll just go and load them in as well. Would you like to unload? Yes, we would. These can no longer move, but that'll be okay because next turn we'll then be in a position to come back and do other things. Let's just weaken it for 1 turn, and then we'll sort of do the rest of this in the next turn. I should have moved it in a little bit closer. They tend to move out and become aggressive once you sort of trigger them, and which we have now done. So we're going to go across now to the file. We're going to go back to space. We're going to go back to just our small collection of actual ships. We've got the Vlad cruiser. We're going to come back in. We're going to attack and just do some damage in here. Now some of them are hidden. Like we got. Actually, no, that's the 7. Bombard again. Did a bit of damage to the SP. nothing much else there. So combat done. Right click on this one. So I'm not going to do anything with these guys. I'm not going to go in, even though I think I'd be able to take it. I still won't do it. I'm just going to leave them where they are. This one here is going to have to be set to sentry. So just press the S key. Now I've got another tank here, another sentry tank. And what we want to do here is just start to, again, just go through and pull back the fog of war. Oh, I've done it again. Just done it again. I'm using WASD keys, and that's the worst thing you can do. So we want to get this engineer, and we want to move up. And we'll wait one more turn with that one. This one through here, I've got. I want to just go and locate those gems, which will be off to the side here. It's funny. Oh, there it is there. Now it's now the oh god, it's, you know, the auto scroller. It's tied with the arrow keys, so that was a mistake to do that. So I'm going to have to get used to right clicking rather than using any of the arrow keys to move around on the actual planet itself. So we've now found the gems. We'll go back. Now I may have sort of nullified a few things here, but we can just go back and have another look. So they're where they are. They don't need to do anything at this stage. We've done everything else we needed to do. I think we're sort of ready to go. Actually, there's nothing much else for us to have a look at. Actually, yes, there was. There was the factory. Got this guy. We'll bring it down to the south. And we'll just keep on sort of pushing back the fog of war. So you can't get into the hills. The hills just chew up a little bit too much movement. So I'll press space there. Now this is at, this is not at Kish, this is actually up here at Criticorum. So this one doesn't have anything on it, and we're moving this one every turn back to Byzantium Secundus. If you've moved all your units, do you wish to end your turn now? Yes, we do.
House Li Halan.
There we are. So, yeah, so Monolith saying the Tracker Legion is pretty nice. Yeah, there's a lot of different things. Sitting Dark saying, so can I join the forum? I'm not sure which forum it is. That's just Steam, I think. The Steam forum is what we've been looking at. Just see if there's anything else. So there are gems on Kish. Face Palms is Mr. Kerr. Yes, that's where I know where they are. Patrick's saying, yeah, amazing info he's going through right now. Really cool. So Mech HQ is fun, but this would be great, says James Skinner. Game design will work great with Paddletech. Yeah, so we'll just keep on going. Can't remember if the Vow race is one that's doing the plague stuff or something. I've yet to for it to seem to happen in my game. Yeah, I haven't had it happen yet either. Patrick's then saying, thanks, Dads, for the info and going through the religion stuff. Yeah, so if you find those files, all those files have got stuff in them, if you're sort of interested. But it looks like, I haven't read the manual, actually, but the manual looks like it will also have a lot of good stuff. So AMO is saying, hello, I wonder if they fixed the AI so that you can now make a bid for the throne. I think so. They've actually been working a lot on it. Like, I don't know how long ago it is that you played it, but the game... It really is like all the units have been rebalanced, the whole lot. So it should be a very, very different game than when it launched. Anyway, let's go and click on OK. So we now have composite armor. I'll go with electron microscopes. I think it does give me ceramsteel. Xenobiology. I'm sort of looking more for immunology. Is going to pharmacology. Combat drugs, click archive for more information, genetics, I won't worry about those. What else have we got? Applied technology. We do have the space fighter, space carrier and Archangel space fighter, so space fighters can be built at starports. Torpedo, the starbase, can be built in starports. Again, we need singularities for this sun. Special forces, these aren't too bad, applied technology. So special forces, so this allows Cybercorp. Special forces can be built in forts, and just in infantry legion, basic infantry. allows heavy infantry legion with monofilament technology. I think we probably need to go this way. Let's go and grab that one. So just go and research. So interesting. I hope they add the option to disable the auto jump to next unit. Yeah, it's there's lots of little things that that I think would be cool. That's why I mean it would be great if they remade it, using more modern engines. Okay, yeah, well, it's finished producing a militia legion on Kish. We want to build nothing else at this stage, so I'll just leave that one where that is. Got another attack going in back in Absolution. Just go and exit that one. Now they're going to start offering me things. Now 500 Firebirds is not enough, so I'm not going to accept that. Now we've got at Byzantium Secundus. We now actually have 3 moves into here. So I'm going to go and move this big bulk hauler down onto the planet, and we're going to move into the fort. This is our embassy. I'm going to leave the noble on the location here, but I'm going to take all the others off. So just going to go and grab the Power Legion. I wonder if I should take one of these off. No, I've already got some of those on the planet, so we don't need any more of those off planet. So we'll just go and drag all 3 of these Power Legions, which probably isn't a great idea, but anyway, we'll just go that way. We're not playing on the hardest difficulty, so we can definitely make use of them. And with that one selected, we'll move them back into space. Still got one more move, which means we can use our Singularity Drive and start to head back home again. Alright, so these are now ready to attack, but we have other things happening, so let's just go into space. Now we don't have anything else there, so we need to move our forces back here. Yeah, so I've got the freighter here. Where's my... Oh, they're on the surface. Probably don't need this, Like I'm just thinking what we might do is just do this attack. So I'll just go back to space, but I will grab the... I'll grab the Vlad cruiser and we'll do an attack again. Just cause issues. Yeah, that's almost got it. Bombard again. And 3rd time. Got it. So we cleared that one out. These are fairly weak, but they do actually have an officer here. So we'll just click on Combat Done. So this is a fairly big location that we now have to go and take. So I'm just going to go and select all. Is that A? No? I don't know what all is. I'm not sure what the keyboard shortcut for that one is. Okay, so we'll go in with, well, not with those and not with that. So we've got 2 power suits. We've got 2 of the medium tanks, artillery, 2 artillery. That's pretty strong. It's a pretty strong group that we're going in with. Normal, no bonuses. Defender has hidden units. Weapons, we're seeing all the different things in through there. Took a little bit of damage there. There we go, wiping them all out. Got them all, and we took only slight damage there. That's all good. Okay, so they're done. None of them retreated, unfortunately, so we can't sort of capture any others. So combat done. And in this instance now, we want to go back for the ruins that are back over here. So we're going to move around, which means that I no longer need these here. And what we will do is go back to Kish with the with this freighter. We'll bring the Wolfen and the officer. Oh, hang on. Do it to there. Okay, so that's, and then the rest of these things are just going to be militia. You can see we're starting to now get energy points. We'll just go and press exit there. With that one selected, we move into space. And I might as well bring in these as well. So I'll just put them into one of the other freighters. So the officer into there, the Wolfen into the same one. Exit. And probably with the freighter itself, I think I'll actually now move it down to the surface as well. So I'll just double click it. But we move it to the factory. Don't think there's anything else at the fort, so I'll just position that one there. We will be building more things at the factory. In fact, if we have a look and see what we can then go and do. Oops, hang on, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, we're currently producing the engineer there anyway. I shouldn't have wasted the engineer there. I should have done that somewhere else in hindsight, but we'll just go and press space there. This one here, we want to sentry that one. This tank, look, I haven't actually ever searched down here. I might just have a bit of a look. And when we have like a unit like here now in this metal area that we wanted to get, just go into orders and then build a city. And the ones that we want to then be building is the mine, so we can actually harvest 42 metal and 9 trace elements there. So we'll build. So I've got that one done. And what we then need to do is really come back through and build a bit more of a militia legion through here as well. So just build those. Just need to have some sort of protection. Yeah, so unfortunately, I probably should move back the side scrolling, the auto scrolling again. So I'll just move this one down now that we've sort of found this area. We need to just keep on finding more and more rebels. So this one here, we're not using that one. I could go and bounce down and grab something and bring it back, but we've pretty much got the strength that we have is what we're going to have when we do these assaults. So I'll just go and bring that one down onto Kish, and we'll land here. And I'll keep that one where that is. So we can't finish off all of these movements, and I don't really want to at this stage. What I want to do is I want to bounce in when I'm ready. So I think what I'll do is I'll move everything down. We're not going to be triggering any of the attacks coming back the other way until we actually see what's in the ruins. And ruins, as you start to bring the difficulty level up globally for the different other factions, it then directly impacts how difficult the ruins are. So, and I've got to say, at average, the ruins are very, very hard. But at easy mode, which is like, so you got beginner, which is the entry level, which it makes the ruins fairly easy. At easy mode, they become, they can become a bit difficult. We ultimately need to go in with a noble, ultimately, to then take this one out. But we'll just leave that one where that is. Just press space, press space, press space. I don't need to take this back to the surface. You've moved all your units. Do you wish to end your turn now? Yes, we do.
House Li Halan.
Okay. So now, so yeah, AMO is saying exploring ruins on ridiculous. Yes, it's a destiny. Absolutely, it's crazy. So we've got a couple of engineers that will now be produced. I'm just going to go back to none and build. Your shield has finished producing an engineer on Kish. Again, we'll just go back to none and build. Well, I can build another one. Just go yes now. Your mine has produced a militia on Kish. So what I might do here is I might actually go and build an engineer again. I think I'll build another militia legion. Now they're actually only offering 500 for that one, and I'm going to reject that. Physics for 540, no, reject. You can see how Firebirds are coming down all the time, but like it's, we are losing money, but we are sort of getting through our techs as well, so that's not too bad. Just right click on Kish. So most of our attacks are going to be happening in through here. We've now got these two. What I want to do initially is just see what we have on in this ruin. So I'm just going to go and grab one of the faster moving units. Doesn't really matter whichever one it is. Actually, it sort of does. I don't want to take the noble in. What I might do is I might just do a quick save, do a save as, and I'll just save over the top of this one again. Because I'll show you what happens if I go in with the noble. I can be ambushed, and that would be a disaster with using the noble here. So I want to go in with something fairly low level. So if I go and click on it, so you can see through there. Defender has hidden units. I can now sort of see what's happening, and it's actually attacked us straight away. So it's actually destroyed my noble because there's these guys in it. So we got rid of one of them, but not the others. So I'm just going to click on combat done. So that's not what you want to do, but you still want to find out what's there. So these are dervishes. on this particular location, and they're using psychic attacks. So if I go and press escape, or go back to file, load in. So I'll just go to live stream.
House Lee Halan.
And so in this case, I don't know what's there. I don't want to send in anything too powerful. So so what I want to do is I want to go back into this one, and I'm thinking I'm just going to send in literally just one of these medium tanks. I've got 3 of them. So we double click one of those. Now it's an ambush. So it does have hidden units, and we do have a couple of different units in through there, and it destroyed us before we could do anything. But now we know what we're dealing with. So don't send in everything. And so the weapon phase there was psychic damage was then done. And so if we do click on combat done, we now can sort of see, this is even with just the everything on easy mode, this is actually a fairly difficult group that we're going to have to contend with. So let's have a look and see what we're dealing with here. So by the time they get to the psychic abilities, they do massive psychic damage. They've got good armor. And I really don't know. We've got Warlocks. Let's see what happens. I haven't had to deal with these before, so we'll just go to space. Get the Vlad Cruiser and just do an attack and see what that does. Nothing. It's got very high armor. Combat done. Now that we've triggered it, well, let's see what happens again. Like, we can always just save scum. So we'll just go and select all, and just see what happens if we go in with everyone. Might as well. I'll go in with feint attack, attack minus, defense no. We want to probably go in with attack plus. We want to get these. We want to get this assault done before they get to the psychic abilities, I think. Going direct close. This is working. And we actually managed to get one of the Warlocks to run away. So that actually worked. So what we did there was, we saw there with the actual weapons phase, we never got through to psychic. We were just staying in direct and close the whole time. So they didn't end up in a psychic phase, which means that they never really got to fire back. The damage that we see there is just very, very minimal with what actually happened there. And one of their Warlocks has now run, which means we can capture. So that was, capture the Warlocks is Mammoneth, yes. And so in that case, I almost would, I'm going to accept this, of course, because this is pretty cool. So if we click on combat done, we now have to move into the ruins, but the Warlock will be somewhere else, and I hope it's not here. I don't think it can be there, but we never really know. I'll just move in with everything. So 2 lost star bases have pledged fealty to your noble house. This is big. These are great. Okay, your archaeologist has found the holy relic of St. Paul's Talaria. So that's something we can then sort of bring other things. You can see we're sort of getting different stuff in through here. And unfortunately, I think the Warlock ended up over there. So we no longer have, we don't have access to the Warlock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, I don't know if I can land in the ocean here with any of these things. Well, I'm happy with where we are. Let's just do another save scum. Save as live stream. I don't know if I can land in the water with other units. So let's go and try that, just in case the Warlocks happens to still be here for some reason, and we just can't see it. So non-antagonistic saying 2 star bases is really, really nice. Yes, it's cool. It's cool, isn't it? So, so in this case, could it have even been placed there? I just don't know. If we go in and grab, like these do move a fair distance. There's nothing there. If it's anywhere, it's in there. Yeah, we can't move anywhere else there. Did I start to build in here? I don't think I did. Definitely need militia legions there. Yeah, if we go back to space, let's just see if we can actually land there with something. We've got this assault lander. Cannot land on water. Yeah, okay. So no, we can't do it. So NCA project saying he just passed through, not there then. I'm not sure where he actually is. He's probably on the land somewhere. You reckon he still escaped somewhere? Like we'd see him, I think, unless he has really, really good abilities. We need to get him right now. So let's go into here. Oh, hang on. Let's go and land, say, here. He can't really move too much. I'm not sure where he actually is. Well, I might fan out and just see if we can actually locate him somewhere, because we've got one turn to basically to locate where he actually is. And then this one's here. So these can be taken back up into space. I don't know if Warlocks can go in the water. I should have actually, checked beforehand to see what they can actually do, but I don't think they can go in the water. Let's go and pop everything on board. You can see these star bases that can carry a lot of stuff. So we've got the relics actually that does not participate in combat. So the relic, I'm not sure what this relic does. Immune to plague, but what does it actually give us? Oh, movement rate bonus. We get a movement rate bonus with whatever stack it's in. So I'll pop that in there. Power legions as well, and the noble. So I'll move them into there. Then we've just got the officer, the smiter. So now we have a really good way of sort of moving around. But I don't think that these can actually land. I think they still have to land on essentially in the what am I trying to say? So these need to land on cities. So if we have cities nearby to different things, we can then sort of make use of those. But we'll just go and go to exit and move both of those up. So that's everything there. So they're now sitting around waiting for stuff to happen. Let's just go back down to Kish. I think we move these up now. And this one as well, move it up. Let's look on the land to start with. Just go and just check everything out. Until we actually get something to do, this one I'm just going to put that into sentry mode. I think I'll have to try to remember that that's there. We've got another engineer. Now what we want to be doing here is we want to be going in to get the like electronics. So we need electronics. So we're going to go and build one in here. So we just go to orders, build city, and in this case electronics. So produces 10 electronics and consumes 10 energy and 5 trace. So we'll build that one. So that's now going to start getting these. We're getting, what are we getting energy per turn? 64. We're now going to have, we're consuming 10 points like on the planet now, I think, with what we end up having. So with that electronics in through there. We have another one in through here. Now I wanted to get another one that was going to then take the gems. I'll just walk across to them. It's funny, like if I transport it, I'm probably actually better off doing a transport if I can actually do it, because it's going to, like, each gem is worth a fair bit, and I get 5 gems per turn. That's going to then make a massive, massive difference. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, we've got, that one's got 2. I'm still not going to be able to get there in one turn. But we might as well go and drop it, I'm guessing. So let's just go and grab this one. And we'll find that one there. Yeah, so it's still a few turns away. Throw that one on board. Exit and launch. That one there is just going to be sentry. And I'll keep on sort of scouting down, like down through here. I know it's a farm. I'll just keep on going a bit further over, see what else we can locate. Still got one more that we can drop with all of these, and so I think we'll actually go and start to do this for that farm. We've only got one more farm left on the actual planet itself. So we'll go and get the officer, no, not the officer, the noble. Actually, noble, yeah, no, noble will be able to deal with most things. And a power legion. All right, so we'll start to drop them down towards that farm. So probably in here somewhere. So we're seeing into the farm there. We're seeing just one militia legion that's in there at the moment. And these can move. Yeah, I can actually get there straight away from that particular location. We'll just leave that one where that is. So I have to just bring down some forces for this next one. There we go, we've got Exotica back over this other side. Now this is on the other side of the map. So there is actually Exotica on sort of in between where these things actually are. So we'll need to get this as well. This is in sort of close to where the gems are. Alright, we'll just press space there. These are... don't need to do anything with those. I think I'll just leave them where they are at this stage. These now are pretty quorum. These need to now move back down to back to Kish. Now I'm sort of going to have to go off now and start to look at other planets. This is saying Redshirt Wizard saying I just love the scout tanks in this game. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, okay. So actually, an NCA project saying the relic won't work until 3rd, by the way. So I'm going to have to research that. I didn't realise that. Thank you for that. So you've moved all your units. Do you end your turn? I don't think there's anything else we needed to do, so we'll just go yes. Didn't realise that we needed to go and do that one. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Yeah, there was other comments in through here. Yeah, what have got? I've captured so many ruins and never gotten a single starbase. I get them a lot. I'm getting them nearly all the time. Maybe I'm just playing on too easy. So I like that it's so unbalanced. Actually, I've got to say, like it's pretty cool to get those. They're worth a lot in terms of the singularities. They're worth like I think about 4 singularities each for those. Okay, so we've got the Militia Legion back in through this other side. I've got 2 there, so I don't need any more. I'll just go and click on none for the build. Now we've got these ready to go. I need to get this one down. Now if I just hover over and just sort of see, we've got trace elements, so 19. I can actually build... if we just go across here a little bit, metal I've still got some back through there. The gems, I have to make the gems. It doesn't matter where I put the gems. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I can only really put one mine on wherever the gems actually are, but there would be fine. So if I go and have a look at the actual what other things we have at this stage, we have metal. So I can get 1, 2, 3 there. Sorry, the gems go to there. So if you have a look at that one through that side, I can get 2 metal there, but I can get 37 trace elements there. So that gives me a much better trace elements mine at this location here, and then I also still get the gems. So that is where we want to be. Orders, build city. And so in this case we want it to be a mine, so we end up harvesting 2 metal, 37 trace and 5 gems. So that gives us another mine. Oh, this one is now gone back. See how it's now gone back to... it's been captured.
Unit spotted.
Oh, an ambush. It's that guy. Ah, damn it, he's now gone. Alright, so the close weapons, we ended up destroying that unit. So he was around. He was around. Did we do a save scum? I'd love to capture him. I would love to capture him. Where do we save to? Again, I won't know. let's do a save scum at this point and just see what we ended up with. Now, actually, I did have my auto saves as well, but I'll just do a different live stream save scum. If you watch my content, you'll know that I save scum religiously to see what goes on with different things. So I really want that Warlock. If we go back to file, so we know that the Warlock ended up over here somewhere. We attacked this way, but he ended up over this way and recaptured this. So if we go back to load, go into the auto saves. Now, this is the dates. Oh, hang on, that is the log saves. 4963. Would that be about right now? Again, God, I wish we could see the dates. Go back. These are saved in documents, and then Emperor of the Fading Suns saves, then auto save. So the only real way you can sort of do your date modified thing is to see what's actually gone on through here. So we have a log save of 4961. That's as far as we got. So the other days I can ditch all of these just so we don't have to think about them. These are old. Again, this management of these things is very, very bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. But we can still at least see what we've got. So we've got both of those were saved at the same time. So that was 4961. So if I just cancel that and then just have another quick look. So file, load. And I think I'll be able to, I'll just have to sort of blanket that area with whatever I can. Auto saves.
House Li Halan.
Yeah, actually this is the start of the turn, isn't it? I'll just go, yeah, no, I've already lost it by this stage. Okay, so it's not that one we want to get to. Let's go back to in the saves that we have. So that was the start of the next turn. I think. So that was at 8:59. 9:05. That one looks pretty good. Okay, let's go to this one here. Date modified. Yep, that's okay. We'll go that one. Load live stream 01.
House Li Halan.
All right. So what we can do here is we haven't gone off with the different tanks, but we can still have a bit of a look through. So let's go in with this medium tank here, and just move these around. Oops, hang on. Double click that. Okay, that's got us far there. Now, where else could it have been? It's got to have been close to there. Yeah, it's not. That's too far away. Well, let's move in another group, because we can actually move these in with this. So if we just go across into this and just load it up with units. because we now have that mine, so I can actually now just go and place it on the mine itself. I would love to capture this guy. So he's got to be within QE of this, doesn't he, really? He must be in the water. It's the only thing I can think of. Can't leave the noble out on his own. I'll leave that back there. This one doesn't actually have a. It's got space attacks, but it doesn't have actually. If it stays there, it's going to be killed. I don't know if he can actually infiltrate his way through there. Don't know how we can do this. Get some gunboats, yeah, but we can't get them immediately. They can't be gotten. And unfortunately, we only have one turn to actually capture him. So we need to somehow get into the water. He must be in the water. Has to be. Alright, well I'll move these. I'll leave them where they are for now. God, what else can we do? I really can't get him, can I? So I'm sort of stuck with this, I think. Let's just see what happens. If I just end the turn, just to see what actually does go on with it.
House Li Halan.
Yeah, no, we killed him. So he came back up the other way. Interesting. I'll go back and save the game, open up the game that we ended up getting him back with. So he came back here. So he must have been in the water. I'm assuming. Okay, well anyway, what we'll do is we'll just go back and reload the game that we had. I would have been interested to see what a Warlock does. Let's go back to live stream mode 2. Just click on OK. So we do need to go back in. So we now have that mine under our control. We need to go back and build militia legions. Just move that one in there for now. Yeah, I'll just click on space. So these really didn't find much, unfortunately. Someone was saying, did DasTactic try one of the that one tile where it's to the right of where the ruin was? No, I didn't. You reckon that's worth a go? We only just reopened up this one. Let's go and load in. Yeah, because it should be just one tile away. Actually, you might be right. You might be right. That may be the one. We've got to try this. We've got to see if we can actually do this. I should just use the tanks. Ah, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Memonith. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna take it from here, guys. We can control this now ourselves. So we've picked up ourselves up a Warlock. Oh, that was great. Thank you for that one. So they can't go in the water, so it's just random where they ended up going. Well, let's go and see what we end up with this guy. So he is orthodox. His health is only 14%, but he will be loyal to us. Experience is green, so we'll keep him coming along. He's got an air attack and a massive psychic attack. He's rank 7. I'm not sure where he is in the tech tree with what they do, but in this case, the armor, psychic defense. So he'll actually end up being at the back of the like he'll be sort of like a non-combatant, but he'll be there to clean up anything that does happen. Movement type on foot, movement points 8, spotting high camouflage, not good agility as well, 9 agility. So really good unit, this one. Okay, that was great. So he's in the tech tree. This is the only way you can get him. Okay, wow, didn't realize that. So I thought we'd be able to eventually get him through the tech tree. I mean, if we go back out and have a look at the archives. So is Warlock in here? Not seeing it there. No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, this is outside of the normal stuff. You can get dervishes. If we have a look at the... Okay, so look at the full unit roster earlier today on a wiki. Okay, so you can get dervishes but not warlocks. So this is a very unique unit for us, which is awesome. So that was good. I'm glad that we ended up finding him, because I really wanted to get him. When he ran, it was like we needed to get that. That was good. Now the ruin is gone at this point, so we're going to, of course, move back up to space with everything. So and we shouldn't need to do anything in through here other than make sure that we build those militia legions. So we need to make sure that we end up getting protection there. So that will then make this mine will then start to make metals and trace elements as required. And there will be other, other things we can sort of grab in from around here. Let's just go back to this location and start to launch off with everything that we can from here. So I think we can take pretty much everything from here. Might even be able to pick up the Warlock with somebody else. Let's just go and right-click on one of these and just drag them in. So in essence, then the relic is not really of any great value to us, so we might as well bring that one back to the palace, I guess. Where's that noble? That's 4. Then the next one, get the Wolfen. How's the officer going? These are experts, elite, back through there, expert for that power legion, expert. So we've got one Wolfen left that needs to be picked up. So we'll just go and exit. So we'll grab both of those. Now we've got this one that can come back in and pick up the Warlock. Bring him on board. Well, that was a good find there, wasn't it? That was a really good one for us to grab. It sort of puts us in a very strong position in the game. Oh, one thing I might as well grab this one as well. Bring that one in and move it in as well. Okay, that's good. We'll get them off. And I've still got the other one sitting there as well, which I might as well go back and bring this one up. Okay, that's all good. So we've got the two assault landers, which we'll have positions to sort of manoeuvre them around a little bit for the coming attacks. Now I can actually still. Looks like I've still got some movement there. Yeah, I've got one more drop with these if I want them to. which of course I do, because I want to go back in and now claim that other location. Actually, so that mine is fine. We've got that one under control. We've got the mine there now. We have the mine. Sorry, we've got the farm down this way. We do actually have other metal in here, which we'll be wanting to sort of go and build even more mines. But we just need to keep on finding everything. So let's just quickly go down, just check all of that. I've got this one still here. I'm just going to sentry that one. This one here. Actually, this is where we were going to then move these ones off. Well, that one there can just move into this location. Build city electronics. By building around the shield, we end up with protection. Like in the middle of this one here, we've actually got these PTS missiles, which these you can see there. These got range space attacks. Anything coming in will then have to go past these, so it sort of does damage to ships as they sort of are landing, which is good. Then this one here, we do want to move this one off to go and grab that other location. So I will go and rejig what we have in space. So let's go in and land. This one here doesn't have anything on board, so we can just go and pick this, go back in and land with this one. Bring you on board. And then take off again. Now this guy here, I just want that one to be in sentry. We've still got this thing coming in this other way. Now these, not sure if they heal well in space. I think we have to sort of get them back down to the ground again. Now we've still got one more move down, back down to the which we can do, and so we sort of want to take these in. Let's just go and see what we can add to stuff. I've still got I've still got the hang on, an engineer. Yeah, now that's got no more movement. Actually, what I can do is I can actually move. Do I have anything else I can shuffle? Yeah, I can shuffle back into this one. So if I move the Warlock into that one there, in fact, this saves me a turn. I can then move that engineer back up into there, move that Wolfen back down into this one, and we're then sort of ready to go again, where I can actually then go and put this one back on the surface with the engineer. So that one there can go back down, and we can land it right where we want it, which was there. I want to go no, because I actually want this unit. So that one there, we're just going to go to orders and then build city. And this is going to be a mine to get the 5 gems. That way we do save a fair bit of time with what we just did there. Now these, I can still go down to the surface, unload. I'm thinking the Warlock, but I've got no more space to reposition things. I could do 2 jumps. Yeah, let's get rid of let's put the Holy Relic back. So we'll land, in this case we'll just land at the palace. And we're just going to then offload the relic. How do we do this? Oh, hang on, I've got to unload all. And then just put them all back in again. Actually, this noble is... Let's have a look and see what he's got. That's the Holy Relic. For some reason it's... let's just go and exit that for a second. Yeah, it's expert, but not elite. So I'll be wanting to put these back in here again. I could go in with another noble and just start to, because these are green, this noble. So I think what I'll do is I'll bring out one of the other nobles. What do you got? Green nobles been through there. So we'll bring 2 nobles up with us this time. So we've still got one more jump. So we'll take them back up. So that one there we want a sentry, and then this one here we want to launch. Okay, that looks all pretty good. So we'll just leave that where that is, and then we'll start to jump back down again next turn. So just press space with that one. Now this is Criticorum. We do actually have another jump back down into Kish again, and we'll get ready to go off to other systems. I'm glad Monolith Nith actually did mention about going to that one tile. That was awesome. Thank you for that. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water. Be right back. Okay, so actually NCA Project saying the XP on the nobles isn't that critical. I thought it would be for them to be able to defend themselves. Okay, so you've moved all of your units. Do you wish to end your turn now? Yes. I don't think there's anything else we needed to do.
House Li Halan.
Your mine has produced a new legion there, so that's good. We'll get another one. The 2 there, I'll just go none there. Engineers, I can actually afford another engineer. So let's go and build an engineer there. Physics for 580, reject. Our money is just hovering around here, which is, not terrible. Are we making any headway here with the Warlock? 16%, very minimal. I think we have to get him onto the surface to sort of heal him up. So at Kish, we have these are just different fleets that are coming through. One's the Holy Fleet and one's the trading fleet. So we don't have to worry about those at all. Now, got that one there has got the Warlock on board. I can actually move the Warlock across into this area. We've got one extra there. Let's just go and do that for now. And so for the landers, for this one here, we've got a Wolfen, and that's it. So we've got one of the new power legions. Drag that one into that one. Okay, let's drag this on onto the surface. So we still have to take this one here. Now, I've still got 2 more jumps here with this one. Bring... is that the Green Noble? Yeah, it is. So I'll bring the Green Noble down. And it's an expert, elite. Some of these are... I'll just bring down these as well. And land with those. Done. It's that one I want to bring down. Okay, so we've now got four groups in there. That one's now sort of stuck where it is. Now back up here we have this one here. So we should be building the militia legions there, so we'll build those. How are we going with our money? We're eating more than we have now. So we need to get more. Well, this farm will then sort of alleviate that problem. And then we'll look for another planet that we can then go and do something else with. So we'll, and then we'll just we'll sort of split our forces up after this, which is always a great idea in any military game, to split up. Sorry I'm missing so many of the comments here, but we'll just keep on going. We'll keep on going, because I'm sort of going to have to get going fairly soon. I would like to reach another planet before we before we finish this session. So anyway, with this one here, just going to take off. One thing I can also do, and I didn't show this when I did my video, but I can go to the archives, and I can go to group finders and city info as well, and so I can sort of see what the different cities that we actually have, like the farms, what they're building, so on and so forth. So I can see what they're actually up to, which is really quite useful. And so in this case, we've got the engineer, militias, etc., being built. If I go and click on these, I don't think we get to see what their actual garrison is, which would be useful if this did sort of show that sort of information. Just go back out, just go back and exit. But I can actually go to specific locations and go, okay, look, we need to build Byzantium. What can we build? I can go straight into the build queue there and actually try to build something on Byzantium if I needed to. So I can do different things like that. If I just go back and exit that one and just go back into the archives and go to group finders, we then actually have all the different groups around the place. So I can just go from group to group to group and just sort of go everywhere. But it's sort of showing me on the map where it actually is. So we start to sort of see, that way is one way we can go to garrisons, but it's not going to really sort of show me if there's a place without a garrison. So unfortunately, it doesn't really give me a lot of, there's still information that I would prefer to have. Let's just go and right click on Kish. So these ones here, just go back to build. Yeah, Militia Legion is on its way. That's okay. Just go no. And exit. In this case, this one here has to be put to sentry. Let's move that one up and across. The sentry mode there.
Unit spotted.
So we've now spotted a heap of these. This is going to be fairly easy for us, even just with the group that we have. I might just go in with this group and just take this. So we'll just go in with this group. We should be able to take this. Well, we do have an anti-tank. Let's just see what we can do with blasting this one. Now we do actually have, if we go back to space, I can actually attack with these star bases as well. If we have a look at the actual star bases, you've got ranged attack there of low accuracy but 70, and then the whereas the cruiser is higher accuracy. We'll just start with the cruiser. Let's just go that way to start with. So we'll just go and press exit and double click U. Okay, did a bit of damage there. We'll bombard again. There we go. We got rid of the dangerous element, and that's done. So quite often the militia don't really get hit by these things, but we'll just go in with what we actually have. Now I do want to drag. Yeah, we've got this one down in here now. I just want to bring the Warlock back to the surface. So bring that Power Legion across to there, and I'll take the Warlock down in this bulk hauler. We'll land at the palace, I think. I'll just keep them where they are for now. The Warlock should heal up a lot faster here. And this group, in we go. Just go in with normal, no bonuses. We should be fine. Rebels. We'd love to capture him. Nope, we didn't capture anything. So, so the rebels, unfortunately, the rebels are great at scouting. So, unfortunately, we don't get to do anything with those. And so that's pretty much this this group now gone. So if we just go back into build, grab a Militia Legion through there, start to build it up as well. And at that point, I'm just going to go back to this ship, and we can't leave just yet, but we're now pretty much got the basics on this planet done. There's still a couple of ruins, I think. If we just go and press space there for now. This unit here, I'm just going to press, actually with that one there, I think I'll just leave it here just in case we need it for anything. So I'll just press space with that one, press space with that one because I do want to bring that one back off. In this location, yeah, I do want to just bring it down a bit. There's some more ruins. So we can just start to, you can see last time that the ruins can be fairly tricky. Actually, one thing we need to do is go back to the factory, go back to build. Engineer coming in one turn. I shouldn't have built the engineer there. That was a mistake. Not a bad one, but it's still a mistake because I can't get my replacement units. Now, getting some of these militias, I could actually use them to see what's actually in these locations. They can be essentially our red shirts going in to sort of see what's happening. Now where's the other tank gone? I had 2 tanks, didn't I? I thought I went north because there's another ruin there that we want to go and get as well. I've only got the one on the map. Got this one. Oh no, I've got another one else on the other side as well. That's okay. Yeah, here it is. Now with these, really just need to get these ready to drop, and we do have one of them now ready, so let's go and start to bring more units down. So we'll bring a tank down into the assault lander. So if we're going to push anything that we chase, it's going to be probably easier to chase in this direction. So let's go and move into here. And we can still then launch off again. And so the ruins are always random, which is pretty cool. Now the food, how are we going now? 229. Yeah, we've just got just enough. So it'd be good to get another farm somewhere else as well. We're going to need to get one with Exotica anyway. Like if I hover over the food there, we've got 25 food. Got 37 food there. So we do want to build an Exotica farm there. I think there's another Exotica further up, I think. So we'll just have to check and see that one. Just going to leave that where that is. We can't do anything. Leave that where that is. I'm going to go no. Where's our other lander? Where did we end up with that one? That was here, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, we're building militia there. For the life of me, I can't think of where we left that other lander. It's not back there. That's not it. I didn't really come back to any of these places with the lander. Ah, there it is. Yeah, okay, there it is. So we'll leave that one where that is and end our turn.
House Li Halan.
So Mammoth is saying, you know where cities are automatically, you just have to explore for ruins. But the ruins are always in the same location of these planets, but if you do get a random planet, everything becomes randomized essentially. So it's pretty cool the way that one does work. Your mine has finished producing a militia legion on Kish, which is like a hybrid, like a 50-50 random historical map, but with random planets. So I reckon that'd be pretty cool. Produced a militia legion on Kish. Yep, there we go. We've got 2 of them there now. We'll just go and do none. Don't know why we have to do that rigmarole there. Factory produced an engineer, but we need to go and get medium tanks again. So we'll just go and build this one through here. Maintenance. Build that one. We better double check our food. Our food is actually still okay, but it looks like the red means it's going backwards. I'll build a second one of those. Mine has finished producing a militia legion on Kish. These are all costing me food. So we'll build one more of those. And again, back in Absolution, symbiotes have captured a city. Now, hospitals technology for this would be good. This is where I'm sort of happy to accept that. Now, they're wanting to get map info from Byzantium to give you map information. I'll accept that as well, because this is by Byzantium Secundus. We haven't really done a lot of research or a lot of anything to do with on Byzantium, but we'll just go and accept. No, reject that one. That's not worth it. So, we are ready to go back in yet again and start to do another ruins attack. Now, I don't want to trigger the ruins, guys, until we've actually got like a strong force down this way. Let's just keep on going back up and see if there's any other exoticas up this way. I thought there was 2. No, there's a monastery. So we've got a monastery in there. I forget what the monasteries do. I can't remember what they give us. So Tenor is saying, I think if you cancel attacks, you force enemy units to reveal themselves. Yes, that's exactly right, except they can ambush you, which is why you don't go in. You bring in something that's expendable. Is basically what you need to do there. So I don't want to go in until I've actually got a big force, and then I'll go in properly. So if we go in with this one here, this group in here, we'll just go in and set up the 2 power. Actually, I'll take the noble and the power legion. Got another wolf in there, which is slightly damaged. We'll exit this one. Go to the space. Where was it? Yep, so just here. Okay, so they're now been dropped, and we can just send this one back up again. I might just move that one. I want to do it this way. I might move it back to the farm, and then we can pick it up from the farm. Not ready there yet. Okay, that one just goes back into a sentry. Just move that one up through there. Okay, so we've got another one of these. Yeah, I've got minimal food there. It's going to take a lot of time to get across that other side. I might finish off the road down to that location. This guy is taking a fairly long time to heal up, but we'll just leave him where he is. This one I'll just keep him where he is as well. Now that one needs to be in sentry mode. And that one goes into sentry mode as well. Alright, so we've still got this one here that we can bring down at this point in time. So we'll bring in the, we can do down, up, down. So we can actually bring 2 more groups in. We'll start with power legions. Oh, hang on, wrong one. launch again. Okay, so we've got the SP. I'll take the SP in, I think. The Smiters. Now, we've got 8 units that we can attack this with. Only got 1 tank. Oh, well, let's give it a go. Now, if there's something in there, like in the last one, they had very high stealth, which allowed them to do the assault, like to surprise us. But quite often that's not the case. So usually I can just go in and then cancel it, but you can't if they catch you. Yeah. So these ones don't have the ambush ability. So I'm going to go cancel. That way I can now see what's in here. So these, we have another starbase, which is not going to be able to do anything because essentially it's only got space attacks. So we don't have to worry about it, although it can protect itself against if we do bombard this. It's got an officer, it's got a smiter and a flat cannon. So this is actually pretty weak with what we end up having. We've got close support, we've got indirect and then direct, and then we've got the officer, which is close as well. So really the force that we have here is going to be fine to go in. So I'm just going to go and grab all of those and we'll just do the attack. Normal, no bonuses. There is a hidden unit, another officer. And unfortunately none of them ran away, which would have been good. But they have now got this particular one, so we'll just go combat done. And actually we did pick up that another starbase there. Now these star bases are going to start. Actually, no, I don't think they cost anything. Actually, if we remember, there's no maintenance on these, even though they're super powerful. So we don't actually pay for these. So having a lot of these is actually fine. This is now 3 of these we've got, which is awesome. And so it's actually now on that ruin. So we now need to move our noble in to go and check it. Found 108 points of biochems buried beneath the realms. So we'll end up with a big group in through here. There it is. And that's all we found. So that location, yeah, we've now got biochems just sitting there as well. So and that's all we got. That's okay. So that's fine. Well, with all of the units that we actually have through here, we might as well again. We can't move anyone off the planet. So I've got these armoured legions and things. I'll just move a bit of a smattering across into that location. Then that gives me all of these can then sort of be placed into the starbase, and we can then go into space. Gee, I've got more here than I thought. Up we go. We can't land with that one. That was another good one for us. Actually, I really am actually running out of time here, guys. I was wanting to go to another planet. We've sort of done a lot with this planet now. We've only just got one more ruin that I know of that we have to go and try to get. But everything else is pretty good here. We just need to get the Exotica. So we're sort of making good headway with everything that we're doing. Food is, yeah, we're just earning just enough there. We're going to need to get more farms. If we go to, I'm just trying to think whether I should actually start to wind up with this planet now, because we now really have taken it everywhere where it needs to go. Just press space there. These can't leave from here as such just yet. Just leave them where they are. Actually, they can't move. I'll just leave them all where they are. It would be good to find more assault landers. That would actually be fairly really handy, actually, to be able to then do all that we have to do. I'll just leave them where they are. These in space, there's nothing much really for us to do until we can get more landers. That one's pretty cool actually with what we've got there as well. I can bring this down actually. What I could do is take the officer core away from the starbase. Bring it down to this starbase and just start to bring this one down as well, back to the surface. We are going to be building, we've already got something at the factory. The fort is another location that we could actually bring something into. Build something else down this way at some point. I'll just leave it there for now. Leave that one there as well. Leave those there. Move to end all your turn. I think I might call it quits here. I think I will keep on playing this maybe once a week or something. I'm thinking just to just as a bit of a regular thing, just for a little while. Okay, I've got militia unit back through there again. In this case, the militia unit that we've got, we're just going to build none there. This one as well, we'll just go to none there as well. Build. So again, absolution, capture another city. So the symbiotes are going crazy on this world. But I think it's a good place to leave it, but we haven't gone to any other planets yet, so we will actually start to move down and grab some of the other planets that are around the place. And start to sort of rebuild up, but we've still got to search this planet a little bit. But I think I'll actually leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching, and yeah, it's a pretty cool game actually. I mean, but that's what we did today. You could almost, like, if you're playing, I am playing on beginner mode, so just be aware of that. That makes at least the ruins, you know, we can actually deal with them today. If I play on it any sort of with anything greater than what we are doing, it's going to become more difficult. The difficulty, if I just do a save as. That way at least I'll know that that's the one. If I go into main menu and I'll just go start new. If you're playing the game and just sort of getting started, I'll just go into next into here. By default, it starts off with beginner on all of these. As you ramp these up, even if you keep yourself on beginner, you get a few advantages, like a fair few advantages in through this other side. It's not dramatically different, but it still is a big advantage. So if you change these up, as you change these up, it makes it a bit more difficult for the AI, but it also makes all the ruins and things start to become more difficult. Like and at average, we wouldn't be able to really take any of the ruins this session. We'd have to really build up to be able to then go and do it. And of course, you can then sort of make it even more difficult. So what it does do is it finds the average difficulty of these, and then sets that as a difficulty for the ruins and the planets and so on and so forth. So Zocdat is saying GOG or Steam buy differences or patches. It should be the same. I think Steam will probably be a bit faster, but GOG I think is now 1.52. So that I think that they are supposed to be the same. So what else? Let's just see if there's anything else. But we'll get going here, guys. So I've actually got a little bit of gardening I'm supposed to be doing, so I've been putting that off. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. It's as I said, a pretty interesting game that we've actually got through here. So it's sort of funny for a game that's so old, but it actually really doesn't feel old when you play it. I mean, it is enhanced. It has been sort of reworked. I would love to see a modern take on this. Like it would be really cool to see this one done. Yeah, GOG is 1.52 as well. There we go. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.